Oh, now it just started. Why? What the? Oh, oh my god, the YouTube stream didn't even start. I was literally talking to people that were like in the waiting chat. Oh my god. Like, I know I fell off, but I thought I actually fell off then. There we go. Yeah, I clicked start stream, but I didn't tab out. No, I did tab out. And apparently you needed to stay tabbed in for it to sync. There we go. Yeah, YouTube guys, what's up? Because I clicked go live, and then I tabbed out. And it didn't go live. As soon as I tabbed back in, it went live. Weird. That's a weird one. Are we going to talk about that sponsor? There's literally nothing to say. Just, it was a Guna game. It was a Guna game. The bag is secured. Let's never talk about it again. Twitch money that good? I think I make below minimum wage on Twitch. Because when you get, like, most people on Twitch, they sub through Prime, and a Prime sub is like $2. Not like Wicked Wench there, who subscribed without Prime. Thank you, Wicked Wench, for the month. Appreciate it. How about donos? Donos is where I make like 90% of the money. Well, no, that's not true. We make most of the money from putting it on Pyro TV, like recycling it for the people that don't manage to watch the streams. That's where most of the money's made. But most of the money on the stream, like 90% of money made on stream, is from the TTS donos. Because it's like there was a guy yesterday that gave me $675, £500, which is like incredible, by the way. Like, I'm still blown away by that. What was his name again? FF Prankster. Like, that was based. But YouTube take... how much do YouTube take from Super Chat? Yeah, they take 30%. So what's 30% of 500 of... Wait, what was it again? 675... Yeah, so out of that 675, YouTube take $200. That's mental. So that's kind of why I prefer... That's why I don't have TTS turned on for Super Chat. I have it only turned on for the PayPal stuff. Because if you give $10, like, most of that goes to us. Obviously, PayPal takes a fee. Thank you, Macra, for the 4 months. You've been subbed for 17 months. I have not been streaming for 17 months on here. I have not had Twitch back for 17 months. You are a trooper. Thank you, Amachi, for the month. I'm trying to pick...
forgotten about us YouTube chat. Big man's got his levels from Twitch and now us YouTube chat are irrelevant. Never forget, we made him work for 500, he go for 200, watch his own vid for 400, we are the real pay piggies.
Don't worry, YouTube chat, when I make it one day, I'll never forget you guys. When I make it onto Kick, I'll never forget you guys. I will never forget you guys for everything you've done for me.
FR on God, when will you play an airport for aliens run by dogs?
Bruh.
When will I play it? I keep wanting to play it, but then, like, games come out. There are games come out that I want to play. Like this White Knuckle game. Or YouTuber's Life. Or... not that one. There's so many games. I mean, I can't stream for that long today because we need to get a video out. We need to get a slut video out today. But White Knuckle, I don't think we got time for any gaming today. But again, I do want to keep streaming daily, so thank you, Soft Fuzzy Angel, for the Prime. Thank you, RTW, for the Prime. Oh my god, we're at Hype Train level 1, guys! Let's go! I don't care. Yeah, I don't know why people think, like, I'm not reading chat. I've literally got, like, I talked to Critical about this. He gave me a program that he uses that lets me read both chats at once. It's just, like, Twitch is literally, like, YouTube is 10 to 1 because there's so many more, I have never seen Twitch. Like, even when I only streamed on Twitch, when I only streamed on Twitch, I think on the best days imaginable, I'd break 1,000 views. Which is like nothing. But then on YouTube, on a bad day, I'll be hovering around like 1,300 viewers. So I remember doing that video years ago where I was talking about how I, you know, like how much better YouTube was than Twitch and how I'm happy that they booted me off. And I still do attest to that. I'm happy that I'm back. I'm happy I can dual stream, because there's some people that obviously have such a brand loyalty that they'll never go back. They'll never watch YouTube. They'll only watch Twitch. And I totally understand that. Like, I get brand loyalty. It's like a weird autistic thing. It's like how I'll see a game that comes out on Epic Store and I'll refuse to buy it. And then I'll wait like 2 years for it to come out on Steam and then buy it. Like, I get the brand loyalty thing. Like, if you watch Twitch, like, more power to you. I just think it's good being able to dual stream. I've noticed as well, though, people that dual stream, the two biggest creators I can think that dual stream is Charlie and Ludwig. And both of those guys don't get the best viewers when they dual stream, because it's kind of like they're competing against each other. But I also think it's more important to kind of give people the choice. Like, do you want to watch on Twitch? Like there'll never be a case where you get a creator that's dual streaming and they're like dominating, like they're in the top 3 most viewed streams of that day. Unless it's like, okay, let's say like Mr. Breast does like a huge event or something like that. Then yeah, that'll be the exception. But regularly, not really. When you're streaming on TikTok, I tried streaming on TikTok. I tried streaming on TikTok, but honestly, it is just, it's awful. It's awful. You get like I tried streaming on TikTok, and the thing is, no one on TikTok watches streams like this. They don't. Like, on TikTok, what you watch is someone talking to you, the camera, and having like a mental breakdown. Like, someone that would like just be looking at you, being like, "Thanks for the rose, thanks for the rose. If I get enough roses, I get enough for a bouquet." Like, I'm not even talking about the NPC trend. Like, when I'm scrolling TikTok live, it's usually people that are just like so mentally ill they need to go to a psych ward, but instead they're using that to monetize themselves and get more money. Like, UK, I'll be honest here, like, UK TikTok, man, is absolutely washed. It's washed. Oh, thank you, Julia, for the 30 months. Yeah, you're usually always in streams. I appreciate it. Why cut out the donos on Pyro Live?
It wasn't a sponsor, fellas. He was testing the waters for even more degenerate content. We're becoming numb to it, and now we won't bat an eye when he plays Mr. Furry or Beat Bangers.
That dono was made by Schrodinger's Guna, by the way. What a powerful name. What a powerful name. Love that name. Yeah, thank you, Julia, for the 30. I usually see you in chat, so no, I appreciate it. But no, it's like, you can't, like, I know people like Ninja have tried this, right? They've tried, do you remember when Ninja had that Mixer contract? What was it from? Was it Microsoft or Facebook or something? They paid him a ridiculous amount of money and then they went bust. So he basically won in that, unless they had something in the contract where, like, if we go under, we're not paying you. Which they probably did, to be fair, like, multi-billion-dollar company. But yeah, streaming on everything kind of spreads you too thin, I think. But at the same time now, I'm back on Twitch. Why not stream on Twitch? YouTube, I think, promotes streams more than Twitch, because on Twitch, and everyone said this, like, the lowest people on the totem pole, the highest people on the totem pole, you cannot grow on Twitch. You can't. It's impossible unless you're already established. And what people do is, when you bring up that argument, they always try to make exceptions. Like, for example, Queso. Queso's a great example here, because Queso is someone who really blew up on Twitch. But the thing is, he didn't blow up from Twitch. He blew up from the clips that were on TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Mostly TikTok. And those are the clips that blew him up. Jinxie is another great example, right? He's someone that became famous, like, relatively recently, within the last, like, I'd say 3 years or so. And that's because, again, the clips. It's not... If he consistently streamed and, like, short-form content was not a thing, these people never would have been found. Never. And that's such a weird thought. They'd still be streaming to, like, 10, 20 people, maybe 100 people, maybe a couple hundred if they're lucky. But that's it. But then, obviously, if you get clips and then they get shared, and it's like, oh, who's this guy? He's really funny. Because what are you going to do? Like, what... Let's be real. What are you going to do? More likely to. Are you going to sit down and watch a guy with 3 views who came into your feed randomly because, like, XQC was offline? Or are you going to go on your phone and then scroll TikTok? I mean, let's be fair, boys. Our brains are cooked. You're probably doing the same thing simultaneously. Like you're on drone phase on Siege and you got TikTok out. And that's why we've got this huge shift now towards clip farming. Queso's cool. No, I love Queso. I'm really happy that he blew up. Nothing to do with his weight. More the fact that he's like a really chill guy. He doesn't seem to give off this kind of energy like I'm better than you. He just, you know, he's I've noticed he's made certain choices to get the audience, because I've noticed with Queso as well, he has a huge amount of female audience as well. Because like my audience demographic, it's just so male dominated. It's male dominated. It's like I think it's like 87% male, and then you've got the rest that are female. So it is just like so male dominated. But I think with people like Queso, it's like kind of more of an even split. But I've noticed with Queso as well, he'll make certain choices in his content. Like he'll never use profanity. He'll never swear in his content. Ever. I've watched a lot of his streams. I'm like, surely he slips up. Surely he does something like Jinxie or IShowSpeed. But no, he never swears. And that is like, that's one of the cornerstones that gets you promoted more as well. If you never swear. It's like how Mr. Beast in his videos and stuff, he never swears. Because that could be the difference between you being recognized as like a family-friendly creator or not being recognized. All women leave, boys only stream. You done yapping? Yeah, I'm done yapping. Okay, I wanted to go over this, by the way. If we saw Daddy05 is back. You remember these guys? I talked about them like all the way back in like 2017. There are some old videos of me talking about Daddy05. But it seems that they're actually back now, and they got like, because you remember like they lost custody of their kids back in like 2017. But I think now they've actually like had a family reunion and stuff, which is wild. Hang on.
What's up, everybody? So,
come here, boys. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here.
Oh, you know what? Come here.
Come on, Cody and Emma. Hi.
Come here, Rose.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Come on.
That's Cody. That's Cody. There's no. Oh my God. I am Unk. That's Cody? Dude, he was like up to his knees tall when I last saw him. Oh my God. I mean, it has been nearly 10 years. Oh my. Hang on. That's not the same kid. They got like a body double.
YouTube is more accessible and convenient than Twitch. You need to be IShowSpeed level of intense to get noticed. Anyway, hope you watch Hunter the Parenting today, sweetie. Smooches.
Dude, I am actually terrified of how quick time is advancing now. Oh my God, dude. I remember like making videos about this family and stuff when he was like actually just a fetus. Didn't I make this video? What happened to Daddy05?
What should we watch?
Okay, I did this 2 years ago, by the way. I did this 2 years ago. Had a much better haircut there. I don't think I've ever had a good haircut. But it's like... Oh, this was a... Wait, was this a Sunny VT reaction? Unlucky. But that's mental. Also, nice goal there, by the way. Nice join goal. Made dress stream. Might bring that one back. Oh my God, dude. Like, that is mental. Didn't I do a video? Let me see when I originally covered Daddy05. 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Come on, get in here. Come on, down here. Mom's in the front.
We just want you all to know.
Cody's got something to say. Leave us alone.
It's all done. It's washed. Everybody's good.
There might be kids watching.
Just tell her how you feel.
Fuck off.
Something like that.
What?
It's all done.
Yes.
Like he just said. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Please. There you go.
There you go.
Is that his actual voice, or is he doing a bit? I don't want to bully him or anything. I don't want to bully him. Hang on a minute. Let me open this on YouTube so I can see the comments. Sorry, on Google. Hang on. I don't like to open it on Google because I just get absolutely spammed. 1 second.
뭐 너라 5 돌아 파이로 이스에 만나봐.
Thank you, Danish, for the 10. Wait, what was that British Crisps mid dono? YouTube is more accessible and convenient than Twitch. You need to be usher speed level of intense to get noticed. So true. Thank you, British, for the 10. Right, I don't like to open this because you guys start spamming my notifications and it's really annoying. But is that actually his voice?
So it's all done. It's washed. Everybody's good.
Kids, hush, there might be kids watching.
Just tell her how you feel.
Fuck off.
Don't sound like that.
It's all done.
Right, let's see the comments. What are they saying? Poor blue shirt getting pit stain directly applied to his shoulder. Cody and Emma did not age well. They're old enough to fight back now. Daddy 05 CIA due to childhood schizophrenia. Bro's voice did not change. The internet does not forget. God, I'm so old. No, literally. Literally so old. Someone in chat said reverse deep voice. Daddy 05 back in business. Is that his actual voice? What I was thinking, has he been chemically... I'm not reading that one. Nah, I was goofing around. Oh, he has his own TikTok. Oh, nice. I like gaming and anime. Definitely has a Discord account. There is no doubt about that. There is no doubt about that one. The good ending. You know what? I'll agree with this one. I will definitely agree with this one. It's a bit weird, but the fact that their parents were being basically abusive to them for the sake of content, and the fact that they've actually managed to rekindle that relationship, like, I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that at all. Let's meet halfway and let's say the neutral good ending. Let's say that. A good ending because the children came out alive. I hope they can heal what they've been put through. People hating don't understand that they were the worst parents. It's actually crazy. Like this comment section is like a bunch of Vietnam vets getting together, talking about the war like 20 years after it happened. Didn't stuff come out about this a long time ago? Who unsealed Daddy 05? Can't wait for Leafy's here and Pyro Cynical to make 10-minute commentary videos on this one clip. Okay. Yeah, anyways. No, it was literally harassment. It was straight up harassment. Also, did that guy wake up from a coma? Like Leafy's gonna make a commentary video on it? You what? You what? Oh, apparently the mom did a response as well.
8 years ago, someone that didn't even know us made a video which started a whirlwind of drama. Since then, we've been bullied, we've been harassed, when the truth is, none of those people know us at all. We made some stupid decisions and we took accountability for them. We did everything we could to make things right for our kids. But being guilty of a bad decision is far from the accusations that people made against us. Our co-parenting journey has not always been easy. There's been a lot done and said on both sides, but we are moving past that to give these kids the beautiful...
Someone said AI generated response. No, I honestly think here they've taken accountability. They've apologized for what they've done wrong. Obviously, they can't undo what has happened. But at the same time, like, what else can they do? I think with the situation they've put themselves in, they've dealt with it the best that they can. I just hope the kids turn out okay. Genuinely. I mean, they seem to be fine. They seem to be fine. This doesn't feel forced at all, where it's, you know, I could not imagine that they were like, oh, we need to film a TikTok. Kids, come over here, come over here. We need to look good. We need to look functional. I don't believe that happened. I'm not sure whether they have custody. Oh, wait, no. Isn't it when you hit 18, like, you're just an adult anyway, so it's like, that doesn't really apply. I don't know. I don't know.
Beautiful life they deserve.
Thank you, Anthony, for the 4 months. Appreciate it.
What got taken wasn't taken from Mike and I. YouTube was theirs. As the parents, we should have made better choices, better decisions, and been smarter. You can judge us all you want, but for the parents out there, if someone came up to you today and said,
What? I'm not even clicking on that, bro. I'm not even clicking on that. I know you're watching this stream right now. I could just tell that's some fat fairy lying on his belly. Piss off! Stop it!
You can give your kids everything they could ever dream of. All you gotta do is make yourself look stupid. Would you do it? That's the reality of social media. 8 years ago.
I mean, the thing is as well, you got to keep in mind, once they got the clout of, like, from the videos, they did keep pushing it and trying to make it worse. But again, it's like, you know, they've apologized. They've taken accountability. It's like, I could not hate on these people. I couldn't. It's really obvious that they're all adults now and they just want to kind of carry on with their life kind of thing. I just hope... Wait, someone had a good comment there, actually. Let me pull that up. As long as they have a healthy family dynamic, I hope they're all well. Everyone matures differently, and thankfully, online scrutiny can help the doofy parents more often. Well, there's online scrutiny, and then there's just, like, telling people to die and sending them death threats. I don't know if online scrutiny is the best way. I mean, I just remember everyone was doing videos on this. Like... can you please stop tagging me in furry stuff? Can you stop doing that? You're actually ruining my algorithm. I'm not clicking on a single one of those, by the way. How do you turn notifications off on TikTok, man? This is why I don't pull it up on my logged on account. One of the comments saying, it's Cody, used to love Daddy of 5 videos. Deleting negative comments. I see. Wrong. We know the truth, so what negative people say doesn't matter. What's the point? This is awesome. You should do an ink on the floor prank. Yeah. Ink on the floor prank. YouTube was theirs is so wild given the context. Yeah, I can't hate on it. I'm happy that they're happy. But we got, yeah, oh, schizophrenic liked your video. Right, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Hang on, there was something else as well. Apparently... Apparently the dad tried to make a YouTube channel 2 weeks ago and it got taken down. Oh yeah, it just got, like, fully terminated.
Stupid. I don't see how... It's
guys. So?
Oh no, this is one of the brothers that actually made this. Yeah, not the dad. Thank you, Reese, for the 34 months.
We got shut down. For nothing.
Stupid. I don't see how... It's
guys,
entertainment.
Guys, I'm gonna keep it real and honest since everything's going right now. We did this because we knew we had a fan base. We knew we had, you know, we knew we had people to entertain. And
I like the sad music they put in as well. I think this is when they tried to do their own channel away from the parents. And then people found that channel and they started mass reporting it and that just got taken down as well.
This is what we were good at. This is what we did. And
We started it.
you know, before we never had outtakes for any of the stuff we did. This time we
had
legit
outtakes. It's not real. It's entertainment purposes. It's
everything.
Okay, I think this entire video is just a bit of a boohoo. Yeah, this is a really old video.
The whole thing.
Film them talking.
You gotta get good angles too, because you gotta be thinking thumbnail the whole entire time you're filming. Okay?
I mean, kind of based advice, but that's just so content brained.
Lighting's gotta be good, all the lights gotta be on.
Alright, come on.
Everything's got to be a thumbnail. Everything's got to be a thumbnail.
I mean, happy, fun moment.
Okay.
I can actually tell that he's a bit of a gamer, kind of based. Yeah, I think I went over this video. It was basically before the separation, I think. They've got a website as well. Is this safe to go on? Oh, there we go. Okay. We're back, the Martin family, on YouTube. We're the Martins. You live, you learn, and we have learned. If you don't actually know us, your negative opinions do not matter. We're over here living our best life. You spelt here wrong, by the way. You've spelt here wrong. Have the day you deserve. Everything we do was, is, and forever be for our family. Why is this like really hard to read? Am I dyslexic? For our true loyal supporters, you are the real MVPs. We are forever grateful. Our newest journey, TikTok. Official Mike Martin, Mommy of 5, Baby Don, Baby John. Remember to read the policies. You can actually email them. That's crazy. They've got like, dude, this is like Ace Family or something. What are the members? Oh, it's Facebook. I'm good. I think I'm good. Apparently, as well, one of the kids in the family started to do he's got like a song career or something like that. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's this guy, Baby Don. So this is like one of the kids basically like grown up. Is he doing that in the toilet? I mean, that music isn't bad. Someone said net spend. I don't think it's bad. I don't listen to that kind of music. I don't think it's bad. Oh, he's got another one? Dude, stop this, man. Stop this. Mama's so proud of where I'm at now. I can't slow down, I can't slow down. Been so long, but I can't seem to let it go. You won't ever say that you was in or... He sounds like Too Hollis, man. Sorry, I'm not taking that back. Why the fuck did you have to break it off? We so damn bad, baby. Who gave him the mic, by the way? Was it God? Why the fuck you gotta act crazy? We're just good, now you on my... Blade 2. Blade 2. Carl, I'm gonna fucking fire you on the spot right now. You dare compare anyone to Blade. You dare come into my stream and compare anyone to Blade. Blade makes amazing music. Amazing music. Like, what do we got? What do we got from Blade? What do we got? No. 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 Yeah. I'm sorry, I will die on this hill. I think the Echo verse is way better. And And that's it. Yep, the entire fucking stream's been claimed now. Hope you enjoyed that bit. Yeah, it is a bit too Hollis. It is a bit too Hollis. I mean, I'm not hating. I'm not hating. Like, if he's like actually looking into doing music and stuff like that, 100% I respect it. Genuinely. Is that the Shan's bruh clip again? Oh my god. I talked about this last stream. He actually went for the jugular. Like, I basically said about Shan's, I did this bit, just been like, me caveman, me big caveman. And he immediately pulled up the My Response video, and then he films himself in the car wearing like the Burger King crown. Oh, we got Cameo from Daddy05. 2018. Can't play that. 23. Oh my god, we're actually just all racing to the grave. Yeah, I respect it, man. Like, he's actually... I can't hate. He's found his, like, passion and stuff. You know? He didn't let all of that drama and stuff get him down.
Mr. Chinical, look up Pyro, the other Pyro but better and less sloppy. Search up his age and look at his pictures. You need to ask for the routine, considering how he still looks like that, especially as the British genetics are hitting you already.
Are you snorkel for the 10? Who's Pyro? Are they doing a crumble cookie?
Chocolate milkshake.
Also, I want to say, by the way, I think Daddy05 has actually aged gracefully. He does not look any different, apart from being bald. There is no different... Like, he does not look like he's aged a day. He looks really good.
Chocolate milkshake. Yeah, you want to try first? Sorry. What you want for dinner? Tacos.
How has he aged so well? That's crazy.
She said that she love me. Yeah, I got it on me. Stepping with her army. Bad bitch.
Someone in chat said Hanko5.
Wanna top me. She don't like the way I'm moving. She say that I'm cocky.
Just the Dettol.
Moving way too slow. I'm off the walkie. Why I fuck her once, then that bitch wouldn't block me. I'm geeking all that Molly rock. Chrome hearts when I pull up, I'ma make her body rock.
It's not Blade. Stop saying it's Blade. Stop saying it's Blade. Stop saying it's Blade. Stop it. Oh, wait. Apparently, the dad from Daddy05 has a cameo as well. You can do, like, custom requests. Oh, my God. Why? This is not a good idea. Oh, my God. It's actually real. Mike C. Martin. £22.50. 24-hour delivery. Been rated 5 stars by 3 people. Father's Day. Happy birthday. Whether it's a milestone birthday or anniversary or long-awaited reunion, make it unforgettable with the one-of-a-kind cameo video from Mike C. Martin. You'll have the chance to customize your request, like asking them to mention inside jokes, share words of wisdom, or work in their signature catchphrases. Don't be afraid to get creative with your request. Oh, don't say that. I imagine they've had so many people like that they've had to turn down. Let's see the pep talk. Let's see Daddy05 give us a pep talk.
What's up? This is to Eden from Liam. I hope I'm saying those names right. I hear you're in a band, and that's awesome, man. I've always wanted to be in a band. That's great. I hope you get in the studio. I hope you make all kinds of awesome songs. I hope you get pumped up for 2024. I hope you make hits. I hope you make it big time, man. Good luck out there, and hats off to you, man. I wish I was in a band, dude. That's awesome.
His energy is actually so nice. I will be honest, I think this family's changed for the better. I really think they've changed for the better, like unironically. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Thank you, Permafrost, for the $27. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you, Longagua, for the 3 months. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
This is way better than Blady. It has that more mainstream.
Skipping that one. Immediately skipping that one. Immediately skipping that one. Sorry. Okay, fine, I'll play it. Oh my god, fine, I'll play it. Oh, okay. Cope, here it comes.
TBH, this is way better than Blady. It has that more mainstream vibe sheeple like Los Polos like with his Drake glazing ass. Then again, I never have listened to Blady and never will. I will only listen to King Cruel. The original crocodile is good AF.
What's King Cruel? Wait, King K. Rule? Oh no, it's some red hair guy. Okay. What does he do? Yeah, I've never listened to that guy. I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, I think we're done with the Daddy 05 stuff. Oh, wait, they have a podcast as well. The Daddy 05 show. Hang on a minute. Jarvis, pull that up. The Daddy 05. No way, they actually have a podcast as well? Oh, there's been no episodes since 2024, though.
And then we are gonna get back on track next episode. We're gonna do these type of episodes though in between where we talk about what's trending, we talk about different type of points, what's going on.
I like the I like the popping of the mic filter. I like that. Also saying getting back on track, and it was the last episode. I don't know. I mean, final words on that. Genuinely happy that they've had a reunion. I really hope they're learnt from the mistakes, and you know, like if they're now a fully functioning family, they've obviously apologized and they said that they've learnt. Then you know, power to them. It has been a while. It's been a while.
Check out Kenny K Pissed on TikTok. Average schizo Swede.
Kenny K Pissed. Do I want to do that? Also, I want to say, by the way, I'm going to do a little quick segment on this. What is this account, by the way? I've been tagged in this account so many times. Like, why does this account have this? Why does the account have this? My handle on their account. Why?
Hey Pyro, have you seen the game The Man from the Window? The main character has the biggest knockers I've ever seen. Peas. My husband and I love your content. Much love from Puerto Rico.
Thank you, Curly Fries, the 10. If that's the game that Manly Badass Hero played, I have seen it. Also, you're in Puerto Rico. Can you get Logan and Jake Paul evicted, please? They are killing your economy. You do not understand. The lack of tax they are paying and the amount of things that they're importing and buying, they are literally inflating your economy. Speaking of inflation, anyways.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, I didn't know I had that mod on. Okay. Oh, okay. It's been a good stream.
This should not be allowed. This should not be allowed on the web. That should not be allowed on the website. That should not be allowed on the website. That should not be allowed on the website. I built this FYP brick by brick. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Yeah, thanks to the tags, guys. No, seriously, I appreciate the tags. I never saw that, by the way, until I was tagged 20,000 times. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for the tags. Seriously, I appreciate that loads. I built this FYP brick by brick. I built this fan base brick by brick. Anyways. I wanted to go over this. The worst communities on Reddit. So we're going to be talking about all the communities on Reddit. God, I hope he puts the Pyro subreddit in there. I really hope so.
Reddit calls itself the front page of the internet, but scroll deep enough and you'll find horrible communities that feel more like the dark web. Today we'll look at some of the worst groups
Okay. Let's go back. That's what Redditors think they want to look like. Little mischievous goblins in the code. No. You add a fedora and you add a neck beard. You know what I love so much about Reddit? When I try and use Reddit on my phone and I got a VPN on, it says you've been blocked by network security. And it's like the Reddit snoo, the avatar, crossing his arms, and he's got a fedora on. It's like, nothing personal.
Feel more like the dark web. Today we'll look at some of the worst groups Reddit has ever seen. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos without sacrificing quality.
Thank you, Awesome, for the 14 months. Is your PO box still open? Yes, it is.
To do that, we got to keep growing. So 68% of you guys aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did, and I promise to give you more fire content. I'm Visual Venture. You are awesome.
Who started that trend? Was it Dream? Only 100% of you are subscribed.
r/shoplifting. Most people feel guilty when they steal, but this subreddit turned stealing into something to be proud of. The subreddit was called Shoplifting. It was like a boot camp for thieves. There were posts showing what to wear so security wouldn't notice you stealing. Another post explained—
You don't need that. You don't need that. You know how easy it is to shoplift? You know how easy it is to shoplift.
Hello, dear. You will visit Texas soon.
Not doing that.
Bunga Bunga may be central. Just be safe with traffic. Also, you're a doofy for being distracted from my milestone chat. Drink water. Ploosh fappy. Pwink.
Thank you, Julia, for the $23. You do know how easy it is to shoplift, right? Especially in the UK. They just don't care. Look at this. Look. Let me pull this up for you. There have been so many. You know Greg's? You know Greg's in the UK, the fast food? It's like it is so pathetically easy to shoplift from Greg's because they don't care. Look at this.
Imagine trying to steal from Greg's when you have undercover police watching you. Patrick Very has now been banned from every Greg's store in England and Wales after he
puts it in the wrong branded bag, by the way.
Targeted one of them 7 times.
It took 7 times of him robbing from the same store for police to then go, okay, now it's a problem.
This time, though, an officer watched as he filled his bag with drinks before attempting to leave without paying. Just as the thief was about to make a run for it, he was tackled to the ground by police, putting an end to his stealing spree.
Yeah, it only took 7 times, by the way. It only took 7 times. Greg shoplifter caught. Oh, it's the same story. Greg's manager takes on shoplifter. Why are they always robbing Greg's?
Why are so many people robbing Greg's? And why is it so easy to get away with it? Lately, you might have seen these videos.
What is this 9gag music?
Where thieves are blatantly robbing Greg's.
You rob from Greg's because they don't have security. There's no security at all. There's people behind the counter. And it's like, I'm not going to risk getting like stabbed by you or something if you're stealing stuff that like my manager owns.
And just getting away with
it. It's mental though how like in Greg's, in a lot of places, people are discreet, right? But in Greg's, it's just like, I'll have that, and I'll have that. Like, they're just so, like, blasé about it, because they know that nothing's going to happen. The first guy stole 7 times before he got caught.
Without having any trouble. Here's some of the wild...
Like, look at the way he's dressed, by the way. Like, bro literally just woke up, put on his cap, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to go rob from Greg's today.
Any trouble. Here's some of the wild Greg's robbery videos that have come out.
Look, and then he goes to the hot food section as well. He's like, nah, that's not enough. He's like complaining about the food he's about to rob.
This guy was...
He's like, it doesn't come with chips. He's complaining about the food he's robbing.
Literally robbing the Greg's and still ask the staff for chips. Gets targeted a lot because the stores are tiny and the staff are behind the counter, so it's easy to grab what you want and just get out.
It's just the audacity. Like, there's no like trying to be sneaky about it. It's like he's like, oh, you got chips, just like continues to steal afterwards.
So crackers cleared out the shelves and packed out his laundry bags.
Yeah, now I can't get in Greg's because they call people stealing in Greg's and they're holding him.
Just got his ankle is caught outside the door. They're probably gonna have to amputate it.
In there as well. I swear the world is going fucking bonkers. Yeah, it's going bonkers.
They have been slowly trying to fight back though. Like here, you can see them trying to lock the thieves inside.
Yeah, I feel really bad for like people that work at Greg's though. Because it is just mental. I'm pretty sure I could probably pull some more up on TikTok, actually. That's like an actual hive for stuff like that. There's actually so many. There's so many Greg's robberies. How? Yeah, do I want that? Like, I mean, okay. You can definitely tell she's on something as well, right? So obviously there's a story behind everything. It's like, you know, part of me thinks this is really sad. There's a reason why she's stealing. Because it's like she's spending all her money on drugs, or like, you know, like the UK is just washed anyway. But still. Literally just takes it, leaves.
Shoplifting within this store will not be tolerated. Remotely monitored audio and video.
Have you just nicked stuff from Greg? I have no idea why they would blank out the guy's face that was robbing. It's like, what's he gonna do? Like, use like the crack money to go and sue you? Like what?
It's one of Britain's high street institutions, but now even Greg's has become a hotbed of shoplifting. A Sun investigation today lays bare the full extent of how branches of the beloved bakery chain are being ransacked every day by Britain's marauding criminals.
I'm pretty sure that was the woman from the first clip. They just chose to blur out her face.
Yet staff are powerless to stop it, and there isn't a police officer in sight. Using undercover filming across multiple cities, we caught dozens of shoplifters red-handed, recording them walking into stores, taking drinks, sweet treats and sandwiches from shelves and fridges, before casually strolling out. Most of them will
the classic schizoid pretending he's on his phone prank, and then he just steals the sandwich.
Face no consequences. In one shocking clip, a staff member even gives a shoplifter a fist bump moments after he steals a bag of cookies. In another, a thief collects multiple items from a fridge and storms out, all within 10 seconds. Others put together their own stolen meal deals, taking a sandwich, drink...
Stolen meal deals! The entire point of a meal deal is you get a discount? What, do they steal a meal deal so their conscience gets a little bit lighter?
And a packet of crisps in one swoop. One shoplifter...
Why do they all look like they're on something? Because 9 times out of 10 they will be. It's not even something that's funny, it's just sad. It's like, they're usually people that get, like, no money. They spend all their money on, like, heroin or crack or whatever, and then because they have no money, it's like, because they're that addicted to a substance, the high overrides like the basic survival instinct of, oh, I need water and I need food. That comes afterwards. So then when they're like crashing, it's like, oh wait, I need to eat something, I got no money. So then they just resort into like stealing stuff.
Shoplifter even appeared to raise his fist at a Greg staff member who tried to point him towards the till to pay for what he had taken. We witnessed people from every background and every age, from teenage school children...
Not everyone that steals from here is going to be a crackhead, by the way. Like, there will be people that are doing it just because they've got no money. Or, like, in the very, very small bracket, you're probably going to have people that do it for, like, a rush as well.
She spent all that money on that premium, merchant-approved Albanian snow, and now all the Grugs of the UK are stealing things. Also, what fucking name is Greg's? What next, Grugs? I will say the UK is washed. Soon China will replace you in the G7.
Thank you, Snorkel, for the 10. Yeah, the UK is absolutely washed. Why do you think I keep trying to leave?
It's a businessman on their lunch
Stop this, man. Stop it.
hour, or shamelessly pinching food. Even staff have had enough. An employee at a branch in Newcastle, which is Greg's home city, said, quote, "You get spat on and pushed around. It's getting worse. It's ridiculous. Shoplifting and abuse is rife everywhere. When they get caught, there's nothing they can do." Data obtained by The Sun shows only 350 people have been prosecuted for stealing from Greg's in the last 6 months, as police and the courts struggle to keep up with lawless Britain's unbelievable shoplifting crime wave. Those caught and convicted for theft include prolific yob Zane Longdon, who's 22. He was given a 4-month suspension.
That guy's 22. I'm 28. Why does he look 35? Bro, I'm never growing facial hair.
Suspended term for raiding the same Greg's in Sheffield 19 times in 51 days. He
just give everyone a gun. Holy American spotted there.
Stole baked goods, sandwiches, sweet treats and drinks worth a combined £367.50 between October and December last year. And Aaron Peters, 36, was let off with a conditional discharge for raiding a Greggs branch in Brent in North London 5 times last August. He took a total of £262 in stock. Last month, Greggs boss Roisin Curry revealed the sausage roll chain had started working with AI facial recognition software, which instantly started recording thefts when...
Right, I can't. I can't. Anyways.
Explained how to remove security tags, and one listed the stores that were easiest to shoplift from. They weren't just teaching you how to steal, they were encouraging it. But soon things started getting
Rocky
messy.
commented,
Since anyone could join, a few
broken
people
heart
showed up.
emoji, Wilter flower emoji.
Walter Flower emoji. Thank you, TikTok notification for the 10.
Just to post warnings. They try to talk sense.
Why are you having a stroke? Because I was trying to watch the video and I just kept seeing the TikTok notifications. They kept spamming me in like fat furry videos and stuff.
Into the group, explaining how shoplifting was wrong. But the others didn't want to hear it. They wanted to feel good about breaking the law. So the subreddit cracked down hard. They made strict rules. The first rule was called moralizing. Here's how they explained it. Stealing is bad. We get it. Nothing else needs to be said about it, and we are all right with the morality of our actions. They even called themselves a wonderful community of allegedly corrupt and soulless individuals. This meant no preaching, no guilt tripping, no criticizing shoplifters. If you broke that rule, your post got deleted and you got banned. No second chances. But moralizing...
That's normal. Yeah, that's really normal. So we're just gonna steal, but it's actually a problem. So like, you can't say anything bad about it, or you get banned.
Was just
this is not the prime example that most subreddits end up becoming a circle jerk.
one rule out of 6. Another rule was about pictures. Members posted pictures of the stuff they stole. Groceries, makeup, electronics, anything they could get their hands on. But the moderators wanted the pictures to be educational, so they made a rule called lack of information. It said all posts must now include a short description on how the items were lifted. Violation is removal of post. Then there was Rule 6. It was about violence. Advocating violence is unacceptable. We might have criminal intent, but there is no desire to physically harm another person. The subreddit was like a
Yeah, you can steal, but like just don't hit anyone. Okay.
support group for thieves, and members were genuinely
It's not even like they're trying to get help for it as well. It's like almost encouraging it.
happy. One even wrote,
I'm guessing this subreddit has been banned as well.
"This feels like a best friend group chat. I love you all so much." As messed up as that sounds, the community kept growing. At its peak, it had over 77,000 members. But soon, people outside the group started hearing about it. Major vlogs.
That would be a subreddit that's got 77 members, 77k members, but it would definitely have millions of people lurking.
Blogs and news sites picked up the story. Obviously, the general public wasn't
Oblivion R Thieves Guild.
okay with a community teaching 77,000 people how to shoplift. Reddit had to step in.
Dude, if that subreddit was still open, I would actually start posting like my hauls in Oblivion and Skyrim.
In 2018,
Just gave 700 to the fence. What have you done today?
Reddit updated its content policy. They added a new rule that banned users from promoting stolen goods. The shoplifting subreddit clearly broke that rule. So in March 2018, Reddit shut it down permanently. The subreddit lasted 9 years before getting banned. And in that time, it probably helped thousands of people get into shoplifting. This next group tried to do something
Now the subreddit is just full of Klarna posts.
good, but they ended up making a mess.
No one's paying back Klarna. They're going under.
Boston suspects. For the sake of
I remember
YouTube,
this
we'll
one.
be calling the subreddit
This is a subreddit they made after the Boston bomber, and they identified the wrong guy.
Find Boston Suspects, not the other word. In April 2013, a tragedy hit America hard. It happened during the Boston Marathon. Thousands were running through the streets. Suddenly, explosions went off near the finish line. Dozens were injured and some didn't make it. The FBI launched an investigation to find out who was responsible.
Make no mistake, we will get to the bottom of this.
But while the feds worked the case, some people on Reddit thought they could solve
I like how he said didn't make it. Like you're just not allowed to say died now. I remember that video that I watched the other day where it's like we're almost changing our language for like corporate overlords because it's like we can't say words that will get us demonetized because that hurts our income. So death is like game ended or like didn't make it. Like you can't say died.
solve it faster.
Like how OnlyFans people now refer to it as OF, like the acronym, because they can't say it because it's like a trigger word for like the TikTok algorithm.
Than the cops. So they created a subreddit called Find Boston Suspects. But instead of helping, they became the internet's worst detectives. The group started by analyzing photos from the event.
Much of the activity on this page involved Redditors scanning over.
Didn't make it or now gone is still more elegant than unalive. Oh, no, definitely 100%. Yeah. Unalive almost just sounds like parody.
Blurry and grainy images that were taken from the Boston Marathon in an attempt to find a suspect.
They zoomed in on backpacks, they circled random faces, they looked for anything suspicious. Then they started pointing fingers with very little proof. Their first...
You started the death synonym game ended. It has altered my vocabulary for years. I noticed a lot of people yoinked it, because it's, I stole it from a family-friendly Fortnite channel that didn't want to say killed or eliminated. They said game ended. Because they obviously were just appealing to, like, you know, because I did a video on that like 7 years ago and I found it kind of funny, so I just started saying it. I did it semi-sarcastically because I was like, I'm going to steal this, but at the same time, it probably will get me more ads as well.
Suspect
but I just thought it was so funny.
Was a 17-year-old runner named Salah. Members of the subreddit were convinced that Salah and his coach looked suspicious. The coach had a backpack, which they thought contained the devices.
A backpack at a marathon? That's pretty suspicious, I might say.
So the group spread their photos online, accusing them of being the suspects.
I'll game end him myself. Holy, you get the old head award, young man.
Even the New York Post put Salah and his coach on the front page. But there was a big problem. Salah was completely innocent. He was so scared for his safety that he went straight to the police to clear his name. Luckily, he was able to prove that he had nothing to do with the incident. But the Find Boston Suspects community wasn't done causing trouble.
You started saying slop a lot more and the public lexicon. Yeah, I started saying slop. I will die on this hill. I invented slop and then everyone stole it. I should have like trademarked the word or something because everyone started saying it now. I remember there's this channel that covers memes. I forgot the name. Not Behind the Meme, but the other guy, the Australian guy. And I think he said in one video, he was like, the first example I could find from slop was the subreddit. Like the Pyro subreddit talking about slop. So technically it's your guy's fault, and then I stole it.
April 18th, 2013, the FBI released photos of the real suspects. But there was another problem. The photos were blurry, so the faces were hard to make out. And once again, the subreddit didn't wait. They rushed to blame someone else. The subreddit compared the blurry FBI photos to random people on social media. That's when someone brought...
The slop thickens. They always comment that on Dolan's videos, and then the same guy commented on my video and he said the hairline recedes. Then I banned him.
Up a man named Sunil. Sunil was a 22-year-old student who went missing a month before the incident. And just like that, the group decided he must be one of the suspects. They posted his name, they shared his photos, and they spread the accusation across the internet.
It's so wrong that they did that. It's so wrong. Like, I get it. If they thought they were right, it's like, we did it, Reddit, we did it. But it's like, you know, it's at that time when 4chan were trying to find out where Shia LaBeouf was, and he was having his little, you know, he will not divide us thing. But with that was like, that was just like trolling. This is someone who could have killed people. Let's find him. Because if you find the wrong location with Shia LaBeouf, it's like, unlucky. But with this, it's like, you could actually ruin an innocent person's life entirely.
To them, Sunil wasn't missing, he was hiding.
Police believe this new image from a
We did it, Patrick. We saved the city.
surveillance camera shows the 22-year-old just moments after leaving his campus apartment.
Sunil's family created...
4chan found a flag in the desert. Oh yeah, they were using aerial paths or something, right? Like the jet streams. It was actually just dedicated autism.
A Facebook page to find him, but after the rumor spread, that page was flooded with hate. They accused the family of hiding a terrorist. The harassment was so bad that the family deleted the Facebook page. Somehow, that only made things worse. Now, people were sure they were hiding something. Even journalists started repeating the rumor. One phrase started trending.
I thought it was parody. They actually did it. They actually said that mantra at one point. I thought that was a joke. I thought that's something that 4chan like made up to make them look bad. Oh my god.
Did at Reddit. It was what people said when Reddit cracked a big case. But they were completely...
I didn't know that was ever real. I genuinely thought it was a bit that like 4chan made to make them look bad. Oh my god.
Wrong. On April 19th, the truth came out. The FBI found the real suspects and arrested them.
That's awful. That's awful. The fact that it's real as well, that makes it even worse. It's actually worse than that time where you had like when the atheism subreddit on Reddit was like an automatically subscribed Reddit when you made an account, and there was a post from some kid and he was like wearing a fedora when he typed it, and he said like, in this moment I'm euphoric. It's just internet was a mistake.
Innocent. The Find Boston Suspects subreddit destroyed his reputation for nothing. After the truth came out, Sunil's family was furious. Reddit later apologized to Sunil's family. Then they banned the Find Boston Suspects subreddit, but it was too late. Because of a wild internet humor, his family was humiliated.
We, knew unconvincingly that this was not Sunil, and it was just very difficult to have the events of that night unfold so aggressively.
Sadly.
And the worst thing about this is as well, like, there's not going to be any retribution for the people that actually accused him. They just kind of like, oh, cringe, and then they just kind of slink back away from the internet.
The story didn't end there. Even though everyone now knew Sunil.
In this moment, I'm euphoric, not because of any phony God's blessings, but because I am enlightened by my intelligence. Is that actually what that kid said? I think that is. Yeah, I think that's actually what the kid said. Oh, my goodness gracious. That is sad. Who says that ever? Like, especially on Reddit as well. Like, it actually reads like parody. It reads like he went on that subreddit to mock the people on there, but he didn't, and that makes it so much worse.
Had nothing to do with the incident. He was still missing. Just days later, police found Sunil lifeless near
I
school.
hate what this community has become. Since when do we like farts? I'm sorry, but we were raised to love big, morbidly obese furries with big tits, asses, but most importantly big hearts. We need to do better as a community. We need to be the bigger furry.
Thank you, True Speaker. Right. True Speaker, whoever that is, please take your meds. They're on the table in front of you.
Man, he wasn't even alive when the incident happened. The Find Boston Suspects subreddit didn't conduct an investigation. They led a witch hunt. It was horrible that two innocent people were tracked down as if they were suspects. But surprisingly, this stuff happens every day. And it could easily happen to us because data brokers sell our personal information on Urban Dictionary defines JB as a girl who is too young, but still seen as attractive. From that definition alone, it's obvious what this community was about. Members of this group posted suggestive photos of young females. A lot of the images were stolen from Instagram, Facebook, and school websites. Some were even taken with hidden cameras. What these men
very normal behavior
were doing was disgusting, but they weren't hiding it, not even a little. In fact, JB was famous.
The subreddit was extremely popular on the website. So popular that it even won Subreddit of the Year in 2008 via user poll.
Let that sink in. JB won Subreddit of the Year. That means people actively voted for it. At one point, JB was the second most searched term on Reddit. That brings up the obvious question. How did Reddit allow this community to exist?
Is that just an acronym for jailbait? That's crazy.
When Reddit first launched, there were barely any rules. Users could post almost anything as long as it wasn't illegal. That's because Reddit's founders believed in free speech, and they defended that belief even when it came to JB.
Reddit's general manager at the time, Eric Martin,
I like how that fully did a 180 when they got like the 10-cent investments as well.
Said that while he was
I mean, yeah, banning subreddits like JB and shoplifting, no, I think they should have been banned anyway.
Disturbed by this group, it's not the place of Reddit to censor the users.
Reddit bosses said having to stomach questionable subreddits like JB are part of the price of free speech on a site like this. Surprisingly, many people agreed. They were scared that if Reddit banned one community, it would start banning more, and that would kill free speech on the site. But then CNN got involved, and things got more complicated. In September 2011, a CNN reporter called Reddit out on national TV. He criticized them for hosting a community full of creeps. That report turned millions of people against JB and Reddit. You would think that would get JB banned, but the opposite happened. The CNN spotlight made JB more popular.
Oh my God.
The very next day, JB got 1.7
the
million
mainstream
views
media
in a
awards.
single day. That was the most attention the group ever received. JB seemed untouchable. Then one post brought everything crashing down. In October 2011, someone uploaded a new picture to the group, but the real problem wasn't the photo. It was a comment underneath it. The user claimed they had content of the same girl, and they were willing to share it in private messages. Dozens of members reached out to him asking for the files. The post stayed up long enough for people to screenshot it, and those screenshots spread beyond Reddit.
I'm guessing he's used a filler image there, because that looks like it's, you know, like a stock photo or something.
That was the final straw. That was an actual crime. That night, Reddit banned JB.
Let me know if you want her links, by the way.
By 8 p.m. Eastern time, anyone who tried accessing the subreddit saw this message. The subreddit has been shut down due to threatening the structural integrity of the greater Reddit community. For some, the ban was...
I will not lose my Reddit over one Gooner jailbait subreddit. Shut it all down!
For others, it felt like the end of free speech. But looking back, it's obvious what JB really was. A community that normalized terrible behavior. This next Reddit community seemed like a joke, but they caused real pain to lots of innocent people. r/HermanCainAward. This group was accused of mocking the dead. It was like they celebrated when someone passed away. Sounds insane.
I'm sorry. I'm not finding it funny because the subreddit. It's because they said award at the end and then they showed the little award thing. I just keep thinking of that, like, just that irony award thing that's just being posted everywhere.
But if you understand how the group started, it begins to make sense. The subreddit was called HermanCainAward. It was named after US politician Herman Cain. In early 2020, Herman Cain called the COVID pandemic fake news. Herman Cain kept attending crowded events. Weeks later, in July 2020, Herman Cain got sick and passed away soon after. 2 months later, the HermanCainAward subreddit,
yeah, the Fell For It Again award, that's the one.
Was created, but it wasn't made to honor how he lived. It was created to mock how he died. The goal of the subreddit was simple. It shared stories of people who denied COVID and then got infected and didn't survive. Each post followed a formula. You'd see a screenshot of someone downplaying the pandemic or refusing the vaccine. Then you'd get an update from the same person announcing they've caught the flu. And the last screenshot revealed the person's fate. If the person survived the illness, the post was labeled nominated. If they changed their mind and got vaccinated, it was labeled redemption. And if they passed...
The redemption award. Oh my god. The actual holier than thou in... The holier than thou thought process on this subreddit is crazy.
The way they were awarded. That meant they received the so-called Herman Cain Award. By 2021, the media heard about the Herman Cain Award, and they called out the subreddit for being heartless. Families who lost someone would come online only to find their loved one turned into...
Like, could you imagine a more toxic thought process? You better get that jab or we're gonna make fun of you if you die. Okay. Have you checked the Art Atheism subreddit by any chance?
To Reddit content.
But by maintaining a subreddit like this, you're cheering for it, right? You want the next story to come in. And beyond that, it's just incredibly disrespectful for the mourning families.
The subreddit's defenders said it wasn't about celebrating death. To them, it was about showing the danger of misinformation.
They only award people, right, given the Herman Cain Award, to people who were actively propagating, spreading, and parading extreme misinformation.
Members of the group took things too far. They tracked down grieving family members on Facebook. Then they sent nasty messages mocking the deceased relatives. It was like they were intentionally...
It's not even like they're making fun from a distance. They would then actually go and mock the relatives. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Trying to cause pain.
Yeah, that's really funny.
By that point, the subreddit started to seem more like a mob. The harassment got so bad that the subreddit's moderators had to intervene. They issued warnings and banned members who harassed grieving family members. However, many members didn't see anything wrong with the harassment. It became a huge debate within the group. Today, this subreddit is still active and it has about 500,000 members. To some, it's a wake-up call. To most, it's none other than harassment. This next subreddit was so bad it caught the attention of federal agents. r/Darknet markets.
The FBI has seized control of a controversial website which made buying drugs as easy as going to the store.
In October 2013, the FBI shut down Silk Road. It was a website where people bought illegal stuff like substances, fake IDs, and stolen credit cards.
I still can't believe that people use Silk Road and it just wasn't like a giant honeypot. Because I remember this saying, I don't know how true it is, but it's like the only reason we can use like Onion... I've never used like a Tor thing before, like a dark web browser, like an Onion browser, whatever it is. But apparently, like, the reason why we can access them is because the government uses them. And then the government would be easily tracked and isolated because there'd be so few people using Tor browsers. So they made it public access to hide among the masses. Again, I'm not sure how true that is. But at the same time, it's like they knew about Silk Road. Like, surely that would be like such a honeypot, right? Because at this point, if you want to get drugs and stuff, usually now it is just like, what do people use that I always see? It's like Snapchat and stuff like that.
Cards. People even ordered hitmen on Silk Road. If you want to know more about this website, check out the whole documentary I created about it. When Silk Road disappeared, it left.
Telegram is huge for it now. Yeah, I remember like, you know how like WhatsApp says your messages are encrypted? WhatsApp, I got a friend that's in the police, and he basically said to me like, it says it's encrypted, but like, no, all your messages are saved, even if they're set to deletion. So like, you know, the police and stuff can access them if they want to.
A vacuum. Thousands of people.
Telegram is for furries. I have noticed this. I don't use Telegram. I don't use it, but all I've heard is that furries use it.
Were searching for the next place to get illegal goods. So someone created a Reddit group to solve that problem. It was called Darknet Markets. Darknet Markets didn't sell anything illegal, but it told you where to find it. The group was where dealers, hackers, and cyber criminals would hang out and talk about what happened on illicit marketplaces. If someone wanted to buy substances online, all they had to do was scroll through the subreddit, and they would find recommendations on the best places to buy from. It even had tutorials on how to spot undercover cops and how to buy illegal stuff without leaving a paper trail. And it was...
Yeah. Did you know by law, if you ask them if they're undercover, they have to say yes?
In a small group. The subreddit grew to 160,000 members. But with
a rape row for the 2 months.
That many people, they weren't exactly flying under the radar. By 2015, federal agents heard about the group, so they started monitoring, waiting for one person to slip up so they could swoop in. In 2015, the feds made a move. They sent Reddit an order demanding personal information for 5 members of the Darknet Markets group. Those users were linked to a new black market called Evolution, and the FBI wanted to arrest them. Reddit wouldn't say if they gave
the fun police arrived. It's over. I can't sell my Fent anymore.
FBI the information or not. They stayed totally silent. After the request, the community panicked. People stopped posting, activity dropped fast. Then in 2018, 3 years after the FBI's request, Reddit updated its policy. The new policy banned users from promoting illegal goods and services. Darknet Markets was clearly breaking that rule. So in March 2018, Reddit banned them. This next subreddit created a problem for the entire world. r/deepfakes. The subreddit changed the internet forever, but not in a good way. The group was created by a Reddit user who went by the name Deepfakes, and in 2017, he discovered a creepy new way to use AI. He would take the faces of female celebrities and put them onto adult videos. The results were so realistic, people thought the videos were real.
It's very difficult to convince people that that isn't you, because if it looks like you, it might as well be you.
Soon, the Reddit user created a Reddit community to show off his work. He named it after himself, Deepfakes. And once again, for the sake of YouTube, we'll be calling it Fakes.
Just commission fairy art, like, come on. Why'd you need to do deep fakes? That's cringe.
In 2 months, the subreddit had 15,000 members.
That is so cringe.
The group was filled with AI videos of celebrities. But soon, people didn't just want to watch celebrities. They uploaded photos of real people they knew and asked for AI.
Atrioc versus Ludwig. Yeah, Atrioc was like on a site or something, right? To be fair though, he did like overly clean up. He didn't just apologize and stuff. He then paid for like a lawyer to take down those sites. Like, it was really obvious that he felt really bad about that whole situation. And yeah, he obviously rectified that a lot. Yeah, I thought it was weird. I thought him and Ludwig were like kind of done because I remember his girlfriend or partner, like Cutie Cinderella, was going on stream saying how like, yeah, I can't speak to Atrioc anymore. This is an old clip though. And then like I noticed that Ludwig quietly removed him off like their brand website, their partner website. But then obviously recently they've basically played like Atrioc's game, that's some kind of speedrunning game or something. So I think they're friends again now. But yeah, it's like, you know, it's just one of those, like, obviously he kind of fucked up and stuff. But yeah, again, he did apologize and then he overly rectified by getting the lawyers to take down the platforms and stuff.
Yeah, videos of them.
Some stuff that I saw online was people requesting deepfakes of their sister so that they can use that to blackmail them, requesting deepfakes of family members, of their teachers.
Eventually, that wasn't enough too. The members wanted to learn how to make the fake videos themselves. At this point, Fakes was no longer one guy's username.
I think him leaving off-brand was most likely Atrioc's decision. Yeah, it could have been as well. I mean, you just don't know the internals.
It became the term for inappropriate videos made using AI.
The term was born in Reddit when members of a group called Deepfake used AI to put celebrities' faces on actors.
But making fakes was hard. You needed a powerful computer and coding skills. But that was about to change. In 2018, a member of the subreddit released a software called FakeApp. FakeApp made creating fakes as easy as clicking a few buttons. Just upload the picture and let the AI do the rest. Now anyone could make a fake. FakeApp spread like wildfire far beyond Reddit. On January 24th, 2018, a blog published an article.
Isn't it scary that that was all the way back in 2018 as well? Like, what kind of technology do you think we have in 25 now for this kind of stuff?
Exposing the subreddit. They pretty much blamed the group for kickstarting the AI video epidemic. The article went viral. People were furious and Reddit couldn't ignore it anymore. 2 weeks later, Reddit banned the fake subreddit. They also uploaded their policy to ban all involuntary inappropriate content. However, it was too late. Even after the ban, FakeApp continued to spread. And today, fakes blackmail is still a huge problem online. This next subreddit turned tragedy into entertaining content.
It's now a felony crime to deepfake. Where'd you hear that from?
/WatchPeopleDie.
Oh god.
WatchPeopleDie.
I'm amazed this subreddit was even real, honestly. I remember when this subreddit was a thing. Like, when I first made my Reddit account, I was like, what the fuck?
PD was exactly what it sounded like. It was a community where members could watch real videos of people losing their lives. The subreddit started in 2012, and the content was disturbing. Members claimed the group showed the unfiltered reality of death. But why would
Reddit had their own live leak? Yeah, because my Reddit account is like nearly 10 years old. The Reddit award. But basically, it was just a subreddit where people would die. And it was usually like always like Chinese workers and stuff in factories. And they would just be like pulled into a machine and killed. And I'm not joking you. Like, if you view that kind of stuff, like you'll notice the people that use that subreddit, they were literally just all like very sad and miserable. Because if all you're doing is watching people die all day, it kind of changes your psyche a little bit.
anyone want to watch that? One member said it wasn't a place where we laugh and make fun of people's deaths. The reason we keep coming back is because it really shows us how precious life
Oh, that's right. No, they coped on the subreddit saying it was educational. I remember that.
is. Another claimed that watching workplace accidents made them more careful on the job, but that didn't change.
Oh, yeah, they kept always like moving the goalpost where it was like, oh, it's educational, it helps you stay safe, and it's like, no, it's just morbid.
The fact that it operates.
Do you remember when there was Reddit 50/50? Oh my god, I remember when I was in school and there was Reddit 50/50. Yeah, that's going back like 10 years ago now. Yeah, Reddit 50/50 was like, it was like 50/50, it's a picture of some puppies or like a guy with his head cut off. And you wouldn't know until you clicked on the post.
Like a page filled with shock, full of videos of ordinary people losing their lives. At first, Reddit ignored WPD's shocking content. Then, in September 2018, Reddit placed the group under quarantine. That meant WPD's posts were hidden from Reddit's front page. Only the group's members could see the content. Even in quarantine, WPD kept growing. By 2019, it had more than...
This guy really does not want to say the word die. He's like doing everything in his power to not say that word.
400,000 members. However, with the kind of content being shared, it was only a matter of time before WPD got in trouble. And that moment came in March 2019. In March 2019, a tragedy in New Zealand led to multiple fatalities. The attacker live streamed the incident on Facebook, and the footage quickly spread across the internet. Eventually, it reached the WPD subreddit. This was exactly the...
What?
Someone is here with a message, Mr. Pyro.
Hasn't is at your door right now. Quick, get down. It's not playing around. Time is up over a wall.
Thank you, Hassan's chair for the 10. I don't think he's at my door. I think he's too busy just talking about his personal PR with squats.
Kind of video.
This was the shooter that said subscribe to PewDiePie, right?
WPD existed for, so they posted it, but the footage was too graphic. And out of respect for the victims and their families, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube scrubbed it from their platforms. But WPD didn't. While other sites took it down, WPD kept the video up, and people were furious. Internet users begged WPD to
This is the New Zealand Yeah, in the mosque. That's right. Yeah.
Move it out of respect for the
Yeah, I remember PewDiePie had to do a whole video talking about it. Like, I'm just not associated with it, that kind of thing.
grieving families. But WPD didn't listen. Instead, they locked the thread. Then they posted this message. The video stays up until someone censors us. The video is being scrubbed from major social media platforms, but hopefully Reddit believes in letting you decide for yourself whether or not you want to see unfiltered reality. At that point, it was WPD.
You just shoot someone in the head. That was reality. You're living in the real world now.
Versus the world. Since WPD wouldn't budge, people put pressure on Reddit, and this time the pressure worked. A few hours after WPD posted that message, Reddit banned WPD. The ban was for posting content that incites or glorifies violence. The ban was a long time coming, because turning people's final moments into content was just disrespectful. These Reddit communities didn't just exist. They grew because people kept watching. But when you constantly look at the worst parts of the internet, it starts to feel normal. So my friends, protect your sense of what's right and wrong, because once you lose it, it's hard to get it back. Visual Venture.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I just don't understand why subreddits like that could exist. I mean, Reddit is a lot more kind of neutered now, but I still imagine that they've got like a lot of like kind of bizarre, like weird subreddits still going around. Definitely. I wanted to has anyone here seen the new Lilo and Stitch film? Is that out yet? Is it out? Oh, it literally is out. Yeah, it literally is out. I don't know if it's worth watching, though. I can't believe what Lilo and Stitch's live-action remake did to Jumba. This is like the biggest concern, by the way. This is the biggest thing they're concerned about. Just the redesign of the guy that looks like a mix between a person and a hippo. The live-action Jumba is totally different. Oh, man. I don't understand why everything has to be live action now. Like, we've literally run out of ideas. All we're doing is just circling over and over. Like, dude, I miss the old animated Disney films so much. I think the last one they made was The Princess and the Frog. And then after that, they just delegated them to, like, you know... Do you remember how good, like, old Disney films were? Like, do you remember Atlantis? Like, Atlantis was not, like, a great film. But the art style and stuff for it was, like, absolutely incredible. Like, some of the shots and stuff in this film were, like, so good. I mean, I'd probably have to show you it in, like, motion or something. But, yeah, that film was, like, absolute peak. It was really good. Treasure Planet. I actually, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I never watched Treasure Planet. I never watched that. I played like there was some Treasure Planet game that you could play as a kid on the PC. Hang on, I'll see if I can find it. Sure, like YouTube is a treasure trove for like old stuff, man. Surely we find it. It was absolute trash, though, by the way. It was, like, my PC couldn't even run it. Was it this game? I don't think it was this game. I think it was, actually.
Welcome to Clark's Nebula.
Oh my god, that is a throwback. 2002, I'm rotten. I'm rotten. Dude, I would have been 5 years old in 2002. My heart is giving out for my old age! Oh no, this is what I played. This is it.
At the beginning.
Okay, you're gonna laugh at this, bro. Look. Back in my day, we didn't have good games. Okay. Yeah, I remember. The funny thing is though, for me as like a 7-year-old, this was peak. But also, it was running on the family computer on Windows XP. So imagine 5 frames every sometimes.
Next level.
So it was basically unplayable. I actually remember this.
All the targets.
It's funny because everything here is moving so quick. One of those ships would take about 10 minutes to fall down.
Keep going for more.
All right, Granddad, we get it. All right, shut up. Shut up. I'm trying to reminisce, okay? I'm an old man. I'm trying to reminisce. Be quiet. Jumper's one of the main characters in Lilo and Stitch, with him being a mad scientist behind Stitch's creation. Because I remember in the original Lilo and Stitch, he was evil. He was evil. And then he kind of feels bad. And he, you know, it's the whole, like, you know, like, what was the word that Stitch says again? It's not aloha. What's the word that means family? I've actually forgot the entire plot of Lilo and Stitch. What's the word? Ohana. 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 So Ohana means family. Like that? Ohana means family. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then the fat alien's like, oh, okay, well, sure, we're family now. Did you know, by the way, in Lilo and Stitch, there was a 9/11 scene they had to cut? I'll see if I can find it. So many films did this, by the way. So like Spider-Man did this. There was a scene in Spider-Man where he was like in between the Twin Towers. And there was a scene where he's in between, he's on like the World Trade Center or something. No, he catches two guys in between the World Trade Center. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man. It's like Spider-Man. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's just a teaser trailer. It's like blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. It's the Twin Towers. It's the building for the Sopranos intro. Where is it? Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. He catches them in a web, and it's just the Twin Towers. We need to rebuild the Twin Towers to catch more criminals.
Cynical. How much money do we have to give for you to go full Northern Lion, no hair, all beard, full egg, with an add-on of glasses and maybe a child, which could be your fat art commissions? So how many shilling to make that cosplay happen?
To shave my head, $10,000. Genuinely $10,000. $10,000 and I'll shave my head. Yeah, so the left one is the 9/11 one. Oh yeah, they've got like funny plane crashing. They just completely cut that out. Oh, they replaced it. Oh, in the original, it was just actually a plane. And then they replaced it with like an alien ship. The buildings. I can actually see why they removed that. I can actually see why they removed that. What is with this fat guy? Just always appeared in like every scene as like a comedic relief and he never said a word. Yeah, I can definitely see why they removed that. Definitely. There's so much they actually had to change. I mean, they got to reuse a lot of the old animation, but most of it they basically just had to scrap. To make things worse, Jumba looks like Zach Galifianakis. Oh yeah, because they get human disguises, don't they? But
I
guess...
need to know your thoughts on the Barbarian Hut from Clash Royale. I ask because I know you have a very deep and profound knowledge regarding big oily men. Thank you, moi.
Thank you, Stevens, for the 10. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like big oily men. What are you talking about? Jumba is a completely different role. Jumba being a villain completely changes Lilo and Stitch. Jumba being the main villain is one of Lilo and Stitch's worst changes. With Stitch turning good and learning how to love, thanks to his relationship with Lilo, Jumba is meant to be a parallel in this arc, with him redeemed and him becoming part of the Stitch family. Wait. He has no... What? He has no redemption arc in the film? They just keep him as a bad guy? Are they on Fence? Are they taking like, are they mashing up codeine and fent at the same time? Maybe a bit of lean? Like, what is that? That was the entire point of the film. Literally everyone makes up at the end of the film, and even the big rhino guy or whatever his name was. There's way too much art of him, by the way. Even he turned around and he was like, okay, you know what? You keep Stitch. Fine. We're done. We're done. They keep him as a bad guy? That's so... No, surely not. Surely not. Now that Jumba is the main villain, it completely gets rid of the character's thematic purpose. Wait. I'm getting this right, aren't I? Hang on. Jumba is the scientist, right? Jumba is the scientist. Yeah, okay. No, it is that guy. Yeah, so I am right. I thought they were on about this guy being a villain. And it's like, yeah, no, I mean, he kind of is a villain. Why Lilo and Stitch's live-action remake made Jumba a villain? It may have to do with Gantu's absence. You don't have him in the film! He is not in the film! Not watching. DOA. Time out. Dead on arrival film. Actually dead on arrival film. Are you for real? So you don't have the bad guy in the film. So you make one of the characters that becomes good into the bad guy. Crazy. Holy writing, man. Like, all you had to do is just remake the film beat by beat in live action. And then, I don't know, you probably get, like, who's a big actor, right? You just get Tom Holland and Zendaya in the film. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And you can't even do that. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff, Disney. I, for one, am not surprised in the slightest, I'll be honest. It hasn't been revealed why the live-action team decided to make Jumba the villain, but it probably has something to do with Gantu. In the original, Gantu is the main villain, him taking over the role after Jumba fails to catch Stitch. In the remake, they decided to cut Gantu entirely, potentially due to the difficulties of getting a giant whale-like alien to work in live action. Oh, come on. Do you know how much money Disney make? Really? Okay, I get it, right? Get the applause out now. I get it. Like, me trying to defend a giant whale-like alien not being in a film. I get that, okay? But like, the story makes no sense without the main villain. The story actually makes no sense whatsoever. That just... Yeah, no, they add the Hulk! They make an entire Disney Plus series on She-Hulk! And they can't have, like, Hulk, but, like,
the sister
Grey?
gives Lilo to the neighbors to adopt her and she leaves her to go to college to study. The movie about family. Splits up the family.
The sister gives Lilo to the neighbors to adopt her, and she leaves her to go to college to study. The movie about family splits up the family. Disney basically prints money. There's no way they couldn't find a solution. Like, okay, someone in chat literally just said, you've got Hulk and you've got Thanos. You've literally got Purple Hulk and Green Hulk. Why not have Grey Hulk? I don't... That's so stupid. That is so stupid. How could you not have this character in the film? Holy L, Disney. Holy L, as always. Wait, what's this? Disney needs a new PR coach.
Live action Lilo and Stitch? Nobody hates the live action Lilo and Stitch quite as much as the people who made the live action Lilo and Stitch. That's the only explanation I can think of for this absolute train wreck of a press run this movie has had. Every interview...
What press run? I've heard no... I didn't even know that this film came out until, like, today.
I see about this movie has been more damaging to the movie's reputation than the previous. Hey guys, you know you can lie during an interview, right? Like, you're not talking to the police. You can give a bullshit answer. Where were you and what were you doing August 14th, 2024? I was adapting Lilo and Stitch. I swear. I told them we shouldn't do it, but they made me.
People message
Holy TikTok voice.
me, why is Bleakley not wearing a dress? And I just want to say, I tried.
This guy takes it way too seriously. You never anger the Disney adults, man. You don't do it. You do that, you've lost.
That's a good idea. Tell people that Disney actively went out of their way to butcher Pleakley's characterization.
Original Jumba has this kind of almost Russian accent. Did you...
Did you see his response? Like, he's already shaking his head. Like, the laser pointer is, like, dotted at his head from the sniper 2 blocks away from the Disney execs.
Accent. Did you...
I told them, tell me what to do. I think these days accents are tricky. Maybe the PC.
Accents are tricky, but you've literally got Florence Pugh, a British woman in Thunderbolts, doing a heavy Russian accent. What? What? Like, I get it. Her character's meant to be from Eastern Europe. I get that, but like...
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's...
What is that cope? What is that cope? Hello?
That's a good idea. Tell people that Disney actively went out of their way to butcher Jumba's characterization. Every interview for this movie...
He just has a bad Russian accent. Yeah, that was the only reason.
...is somebody either admitting that the movie is a bad idea or blaming somebody else.
And yet the movie... Oh, man. If what you're saying is true, that's depressing. And yet the movie earns more than the original on its opening day, and Disney learns nothing. Shall we have a look? When did the original come out? 2002. Box office worldwide. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. It made 273 million. Just use box office mojo, it's usually easier. I think they do opening weekend as well. So that made, does it show opening weekend? Budget, 80 mil. Oh my god. When did this come out? This came out 3 days ago, and it's already made, like, it's what? That has made 273 million worldwide, and that came out in 2002. This has only been out 3 days, and it's already made 138 million. Wow. So it's going to beat it. It will beat it. It will 100% beat it. Depressing. Depressing. Why make new stuff when you can just recycle old stuff?
Else for making this bad idea of a movie.
I mean, I can't really do voices anyway, so maybe that was what it was.
Is that Zach Galifianakis? Is that, or is it just a guy that really looks like him?
Zach, don't tell people.
Oh, it is Zach. Oh, he looks really healthy, to be fair. Yeah, fair play to him. He actually looks really healthy.
You can't do voices when interviewing about a movie you voice act in.
Actually, it was one of
Yeah, the Hangover guy. He actually looks really good.
those things that, you know, it just didn't work so well in live action.
The main antagonist of the...
Do you know how many people that work at Disney in your art department, bro, that are like furries or closet furries? Do you realize that? That would have been like the easiest thing in the world to produce. All you had to do, why make a change that just makes the story worse? They got Macaulay Culkin's brother on this. Is that him? I can't tell. No, I don't think it is. I thought that was the guy from Succession. Hang on. What's his name again? Oh, Kieran Culkin. This guy's based. It's funny because he's actually the most, like, he's the most cynical person I've ever seen. Like, the way he acted in Succession, he just acts the exact same way in real life.
The original movie doesn't work in live action? To be fair, this explanation, at the very least, is better than the other two interviews, because he's not blaming a different party for the decision. But still, don't be like, oh yeah, this whole character you guys love, it just didn't work in live action. Considering...
The true antagonist of the movie was the state that tried to separate the family, and obviously they can't have that here.
People are already like, hey, you...
Disney adults on their way to watch the absolutely worst version of their beloved childhood movie, despite having the original available on Disney Plus, Blu-ray, DVD, and pirate sites.
didn't
Pyro,
need to make a
I
live
know you're a
action
film
version
snob,
of
but you say that Thunderbolts is mid even though you haven't seen it. Just 'cause the villain shows up at the end, the movie is about depression. Please go watch it. It's actually good and the characters feel real.
No, I like Thunderbolts, I do. I just don't like how little Sentry appears in it. Like, I get it. I mean, you know...
If you're comparing the Lilo and Stitch movies from 2002 and 2025, you have to unironically factor inflation.
I have to factor in what? I have to factor in what now? What's that word? I'm not sure about that word. They gave Lilo and Stitch a 1 star, bro. 1 star. Disney latest unnecessary remake is a monstrosity. Like, I thought like maybe a 3 at worst. The studio's new attempt to generate more money from the same property hits an instant roadblock in ghastly misfire, turning what is perhaps the single greatest animated film into a heavily CG augmented quasi-live action monstrosity. The already infamous box office bomb Snow White. Oh my god, I forgot about that. What'd you give that one? 1 star as well? Okay, okay, so is that wrote by Peter Bradshaw as well? Yeah, okay. This one isn't wrote by Peter Bradshaw. This guy, Peter Bradshaw, he's a writer for The Guardian. I've seen him a couple of times. I don't mean to attack the guy at all, but he did give the film Old 5 stars. And I find that very strange. Yeah, I'm actually rent-free. This is 3 years ago. But he gave Old 5 stars. I don't know why he did that. I think, like, some of the people that watched Old, it's like, wait, I'm getting old. Oh my god. This film is literally made for me. But yeah, I don't know. Monumental achievement in the medium, but it's ultimately a famous version of a timeless fairy tale that seems fair game for reinterpretation. Lilo and Stitch, however, in the rare sui generis piece of Disney animation, one that somehow emerged during a tumultuous time for the animation studio, being a substantial hit back in 2002. It mixed technologies of new and old, ultra-expressive hand-drawn animation. This is exactly the point. Like, this is why the hand-drawn animation is so much nicer. Like, look at the Lion King remake. Just complete slop. It's like, you can't have these, like, animals that look real, like, actually be expressive. It just doesn't come off right. I really wish they would go back to hand-drawn animation for films. The problem is the money isn't there. The money isn't there. I get that. The money isn't there. It's like, you'll always have companies that get a bit bored and then they try to be more experimental. I mean, there's this film that came out. I've referenced this sometimes. A Scanner Darkly. It's not done by Disney. It's Warner. But this is when they used to have a... it's all rotoscope, so they basically just filmed everything and they drew over the scenes. Really good film, by the way. I do recommend watching it. But that was run by an offshoot of Warner called Warner Independent Pictures. How long did it last for, bro? It was like 3 years. It was established in 2003. And then it died in 2008. So they made this whole kind of independent company from Warner, because it's like, okay, we make billions like off the kids and Looney Tunes and stuff. You know, we got that Looney Tunes film, bro. We got that Looney Tunes film with Brendan Fraser. Look at this. We're making so much money. We got Looney Tunes back in action with Brendan Fraser. God, that film was a fucking fever dream, by the way. I cannot believe that was real. But yeah, that company basically shut down only a few years later, because it's like, wait a minute. We're making really good films here, but we're not getting the money. I mean, let's look at A Scanner Darkly. Let's look at its earnings. I bet you it giga-flopped. Yeah, it actually did. Yeah, so $8.7 million budget, which is nothing, by the way. And then box office was less. And that would have also been advertising as well. So yeah, they just wrapped it up. It's like, we're giving people what they want. We're giving people... Because it's always when you're in your 20s, right? It's always when you're in your 20s or like late teens. It's like, I want something kind of like more adult that appeals to me. I don't want to watch like fucking, you know, Big Hero 6 and stuff, even though that's a good film. I want to watch something more mature. And then they'll make stuff like this, but then the market isn't there for it. No one watches it, and it gets nowhere near the returns as, like, you know, parents taking their screaming kids to a cinema.
Pyro been watching since Cry of Fear so not long, but love your content. Essays a bit more than the slop, so looking forward to Funga. Any chance you would check out Lobotomy Corporation on stream? It's a dark dystopian, SCP-inspired game you might like.
Lobotomy Corporation. There was a guy that came to one of my meet and greets at Insomnia that actually had the little clock man. He had like a cosplay that was really cool.
They still do. China's popping off with their hand-drawn animations. Disney is just scared of original content because it's expensive. People need to wake up and stop watching these live-action trash money grabs. Go support your local indie artist.
Thank you, Judy Hops, for the 10. Well, the problem is you'll never stop the cycle, though. Because it's like, you know, you're saying, let's stop the slop, and like people in their 20s and like late teens stop the slop. But then it's like that you're not the market. The market are the people younger than you and the people older than you. It's the parents that are taking the kids to the cinemas. This will never stop. You can get like every teenager and stuff to be like, no, I'm revolting. The live streamer told me to do it. But it's not going to change anything because you're not the main demographic. It's always going to be parents and kids. It's always going to be that demographic because kids have the most amount of free time out of anyone. They've got no obligations. They've got no school, college, uni, job, nothing like that. And then the parents are obviously taking care of the kids. And it's like, oh, what do we do today? Do we stay in the house again? Do we go on a walk? Oh, this film came out. Let's go see it. Pass some time. The story is then some new sort of live action reimagining of Lilo and Stitch. I could just imagine that this will be like in cinemas for like a good 2 weeks, and then they'll probably just stick it on Disney Plus, honestly. It's a subversive creation, plenty of dialogue retained too. It does a fine job of transferring it into a 3D live action environment, not monkeying around with a near perfect cartoon design. The fuzzy blue creature, his Muppet with teeth mouth, and his alien bunny ears still intact, still in Jaws. Kids will love him as ever. The movie around him, however, is ghastly. What a horrible word to use there. It's not just that Lilo is a... What is this?
Can you speak in the Stitch voice again? I'm almost finished.
Speak in the Stitch voice again.
A 6-year-old Hawaiian girl living with her older sister, Nani, loses the carefully detailed and collaborative performance.
I'm not doing that. Given by its animators and an original voiceover in favor of kid actor mugging and cutesy wisecracks. Possibly unavoidable in making a live action version at all. They don't give either the poor humans or special effects characters any kind of visible technical support. Ah, yes, you're just getting like a child actor to just talk to like a puppet, basically, because it's just all like CG and stuff. So... They said, bro, they said the word stolen valor. They said stolen valor in the document. It might be over. It might be over. They're basically saying it's safe to a fault, I think. Like, they're just copying it beat by beat, but then they get rid of, like, the main bad guy, by the way. Uh-oh, it's over. They made it woke. They made it woke. Hang on a minute. Lilo and Stitch's biggest changes from the original movie. Is that an interview with the kid and then... Oh, that's just a puppet, right? They ran out of money. It's just a puppet on a chair. It's like... You imagine the last 20 minutes of Lilo and Stitch. It's like, shit, the budget. I don't know. Just get some puppet. Put some animatronics in it. Five Nights at Freddy's. Lilo's big sister, Nani, has an expanded backstory. That's not really too bad. The aliens Jumba and Pleakley appear human for most of the movie. Holy dropped. That is terrible. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the Judge Dredd argument. I'm gonna bring up the Judge Dredd argument here. So the problem is with a lot of films, when someone is playing a character, whether it's like CGI or like a character that wears like a helmet or a mask or something like that, or, you know, it's not their face, a lot of actors go against it because what they think is they're going to get typecasted and only their voice is being used, so it's going to hurt them to get future films. So that's why they're like in face cam for most of it. Billy Magnuson? Who's that guy? I recognize that guy's face. Who is that? Okay, no, he looks nothing like that in the picture. I thought that was why does he look like the guy from Kick-Ass? No, Jackass. Looks like the guy from Jackass. He looks like Johnny Knoxville from Jackass in that picture. Wow, that's weird. But yeah, like, okay, so like I said, actors kind of always want to be on screen. I'm going to use the Judge Dredd argument here. Because Carl Urban, who plays, all right, matey, in The Boys, you know, Billy Butcher, he played Judge Dredd in the film. And it's so good because there is not a single scene in the entire film where you ever see his face. There isn't a single scene where he takes the helmet off and you see his face. The entire film, he's got the helmet on. Wait, let me check that, actually. Maybe it's for like a split second. No, genuinely. I don't actually think there's a single scene in the film where he takes the helmet off. And that's so good. That's so in character. Because you basically never saw Dredd's face. I do recommend watching the Dredd film, by the way. It's really good. But, yeah. That's like staying in character. But that, like, the fact that they appear human for most of the film, what's the point? Thank you, Random, for the 5. They removed cross-dressing pleekly. It's literally reverse woke. They're appeasing to the old heads scared of women or drag queens. Oh, true, actually. That's a good point. That's actually a good point. What is it? Well, let me see it. I vaguely remember that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Could you imagine if this made it into the film? Like, Twitter would actually have a meltdown. They're big, they're coming in. They're trying to groom my kids into being trans. I mean, I don't even mind that they removed that. It's more just the fact that it's like, you've literally just removed the main bad guy. Yeah. Slop. Slop, slop, slop. Oh, great. Okay, so even though I've spent like an hour complaining, apparently Lilo and Stitch blows up with 183 million. Mission Impossible? That long R franchise? They didn't even get half of what it, I swear, the power of kids and their parents. The power and kids of their parents. My TTS haven't played 2 times in a row. I'm not sure if I see it or not. The power of family. So true. The power of getting your family to the cinema.
Dear Mr. Pyro, have you ever seen Beta Decay? It's like a game or something with the PlayStation 1 style.
Beta Decay. Oh, it looks old. It looks old. I play it. Thank you, LeBron James, the 10. The Memorial Day weekend. Wow, that actually just dominated it, though. They genuinely never had a chance. This is apparently spoilers for the film as well.
Spoilers, I guess. Lilo and Stitch live action spoilers, I guess. What do you mean Nani gives up Lilo? What do you mean Nani gives up Lilo and leaves Hawaii?
Holy millennial. But yeah, that's such weird writing. Why would they do that? That just goes against like everything that the original film had in its intentions. That doesn't make any sense. What? Millennial detective. The worst thing is she's probably actually younger than me. Yeah, she actually is younger than me. Yeah, it's over. I'm just becoming old and bitter at this point. I think I'm just a bitter old man. Just a bitter old man. Wait, someone's saying there was like US government propaganda in the film? Oh my god.
To Nani. Lilo says to Nani, "You're so smart, you should join the Marines." That's an actual line from the movie.
Okay, that's funny.
That line made me audibly groan in the theater. And then the neighbor corrects, "Not the Marines, she meant marine biology." That sort of a Freudian slip into a Disney movie is not a Freudian slip. I fear that the Lilo and Stitch remake is actually just as fucking awful as everybody says it. Just as morally repugnant, disgusting what they did with it as everyone is saying. I really wanted to make a video saying, well, I actually sat through the movie and it wasn't that bad and you guys are just bitching on the internet for no reason. No, they're not bitching for no reason.
Yeah, I just imagine it's complete slop. I mean, she's probably not even wrong as well. I could so imagine that the military would give like a little bump, be like, "Hey, could you guys give us a shout out?" Because they've tried so hard to get people to join. Man, do you remember they were streaming on Twitch? That was embarrassing.
Got out of seeing the new Lilo and Stitch. So I just got out of seeing the new Lilo
A 9-minute TikTok. Do you realize what website you're on?
and Stitch movie, and I'm mad. I'm livid. And I think audiences in general are going to feel very angry and betrayed at the ways that this movie changed the narrative, the story, in ways that overtly undermine the message of the original film. I'm not going to get into spoilers until later in this video. I am going to talk about the changes that they made to this film later, but I will give you a clear spoiler warning before we do that. I at first want to talk about the other ways that this movie is very bad. Listen, I know that this isn't a surprising take coming from me. If you are at all familiar with my content, you have probably seen me bitching about how much I hate the very concept of live action remakes many times before. And that's true. I find them completely artless and cynical and pathetic, honestly, and I think
not all remakes are bad. There are some good remakes. I can't name any good remakes, but there are some good remakes. Chat, we actually no, chat, we need a good remake here. We need a good remake. We need a good remake. We need a good remake. Cinderella. Are you The Thing? The Thing. It was a prequel, idiot. It was a prequel, idiot. The Oblivion remake. It was a remaster, actually, not a remake. Unlucky. Dark Souls 1. Yeah, it was that good of a remake that they removed the original game off Steam, so you couldn't even buy it anymore. Black Mesa. Okay, that was good. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Transformers? No. No. I don't listen to Transformers, people. That's that specific kind of autism where, like, Transformers is like your hyperfixation. I've seen that all over Twitter, all over DeviantArt. I've seen that everywhere. You people can't be trusted. You'll override Transformers with, like, your own wedding or something. Silent Hill 2 remake? I don't know. I need to play the original there. My response. Resident Evil 4. I kind of prefer the original more, but it's close. It's very close. It's very close. I'd actually say they're both as good as each other, I think. RE4 is close, though. Dead Space. It's the same as RE4. I'm sorry. It's like, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. System Shock. Okay, you know what? You can have that one. The System Shock remake is actually better than the original because it's, like, actually playable. Like, I am nowhere near old in, like, I'm a rotting corpse at 28. I'm nowhere near old enough to play System Shock, the original, and have fun with it. Like, bro, look at this. Look at this. 1994, by the way. Before I was born, by the way. That's how old the game is. Look how anti-fun this game is. I'm gonna walk forward. I'm gonna hit the pixel sprite. What if I go in the inventory and pick up the battery? I click on the weapon and then the pipe and then the patches, and then I need to use the battery, and then I need to go back to the weapon tab as well. And then I need to open the I need to throw the thing on the floor, And then I press the thing. Look at, like, it's parody. How many things are on screen at once? This is anti-fun. This is anti-fun. I tried so hard to play this game, man. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Holy gameplay. Look at that. It's not even that it's an old game. Like, I played Doom 1 and Doom 2. It's peak. But this was just like, look at that. You do not need that much on screen. It's so overwhelming. So you've got the pipe, the dart gun, and then you can switch the ammo type. It's just too much. And then you've got your leaning, and you got your... Wait until he gets, like, the psi and the chi and the stuff like that. You've got, like, little waves and detectors and stuff that just, like, start showing up on your screen. Yeah, this is very manageable inventory here. Just showing everything. Like, you could just read a book, and it's basically the same thing. And then, let me move the camera. Then you've got all these side tabs on this side here. No, on that side there. And they open like completely different screens. I just couldn't get it. And then when the remake came out, it was peak. The remake. I still haven't finished the remake, but the remake is peak. Like, that is so much more manageable. Look, you got the hotbar. You got the... Still got the life and the... You've got your chi up there as well. I still will never understand what that is. It's just a bit, I think. And your health. And you got the map down there. The game is still confusing as hell, by the way. I haven't finished it. But that is like, oh my god. Like, I'm just going to go play, like, checkers with my granddad. And there will probably be more processing power in my brain than playing this game. Anyways.
I think they are overtly indicative of the fact that Disney is in a very dark period right now. And it's particularly...
Disney was in a dark period. You guys, well, you wouldn't remember it. Because you're all Zoomers. I wasn't even born when this happened, by the way. There was the Disney Dark Ages. The Dark Age of Disney, also known as the Bronze Age, refers to the period from the 1970s to 88 when the company struggled. Basically, everything they made just flopped. Like, they made a film called the Black Cauldron. Yeah, that's right. This is like their biggest flopper. This is like when Disney was just putting out like consistent slop. Like, why does the dog have pyro hair and he's got a mustache? But yeah, it's just, you know, it was the most generic kind of just not really pushing the bar or anything like that. Yeah, there's even an article like how it basically nearly killed Disney animation. I mean, the bad guy looks cool, but apart from that, there's just like absolutely nothing there. Just slop. Disney Dark Age movie list. Let's have a look. What do they have? The Rescuers? That was in the Dark Ages, really? Oh, I guess it was the beginning. The Aristocats. Oh yeah, Big Hero 6. That was in the Dark Ages. Yeah. 40 years later. Okay, I don't think Google AI is working today. Robin Hood, the Aristocats, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, The Rescuers, The Fox and the Hound. The Fox and the Hound was really good, by the way. Oh my god. I remember watching, like, every time I watched that film, I just burst into tears. The Great Mouse Detective, Oliver and Company. Yeah, it was just kind of like funny anthro characters going on let adventure kind of thing.
Particularly upsetting because it is still an extremely lucrative period for them.
They're all timeless classics now. Black Cauldron definitely isn't. Fox and the Hound, yeah, definitely. Aristocats, probably.
Like their other low points of creativity in their history, of which there are many, okay? But this film in particular, I think, is going to be extremely upsetting to audiences who are willing to go along.
What is even Disney upcoming movies? It's just all live action slop, man. Is that AI? Are you bumping AI? Are you bumping AI as the first result on Google? Is it actually Dwayne Johnson and Zendaya? Is that a joke? That is like the most, like... That is the cat... Is this real?
The question.
Dude, am I don't think this is real.
Hey Pyro's been a fan since MLG. Nowadays I put you in the background whilst doing housework.
I know, it's
but
AI.
my daughter
It's AI.
also found a fixation on your content. Thanks for the free daycare. Confident to say your youngest viewer is 15 months old.
I could actually be the oldest Pyro viewer. Thank you, father figure, for the 10. Hope you're doing well. It actually took me a minute to realize this was AI slop. Holy side profile. Right, that's just AI slop. So Google is just bumping AI to the top of the page. That's very good. That's very good. List of Walt Disney Studio films up to 2029, by the way. Right, let's have a look. What we got? 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 Upcoming films. Thank you, Dan, for the 4 months as well. Predator, Killer of Killers. Elio. The Fantastic Four First Steps. Freakier Friday. Freakier Friday. The Roses. Is that Benedict Cumberbatch? Please, man. Get him back as Doctor Strange. Tron Ares. That could be good, maybe. Deliver Me From Nowhere. Predator Badlands. Yeah, they're really going hard on the Predators now. Zootopia 2. I mean, that will literally, like, Zootopia 2, like, that will literally be one of the biggest films they make of the entire year, and it will make a whole new generation of furries. Like, every 9-year-old that goes to see that film with their parents, there is a chance that they will end up becoming a furry. That is just the biggest exposure to the rabbit hole I've ever seen in my life. Ellie McKay, Avatar, Fire and Ash. I'll be honest, I watched the latest Avatar. What's it called? Way of Water. It was just so... Send help. So true. Disney execs are crying. Dog Stars, The Devil Wears Prada 2. Okay, that could be good though. I'm actually a woman now, by the way. Like that could be good. Wait a minute, let them cook. One film could be good. The Mandalorian and Grogu, don't care. Season 3 fell off. Toy Story 5. God, I remember seeing Toy Story 3 in cinemas with my parents. Oh my god. Oh, I'm rotting. Moana, that's 2026. Avengers Doomsday. Didn't they push that back? Oh, I think that's the pushback date. Ice Age 6. Like, look at how many of these. Not a single film I'm looking at here is a new concept. It's all a continuation, or it's a remake, or it's a sequel. No, nothing here. There's no new IPs. Oh, wait, The Dog Stars. A post-apocalyptic science fiction film. Written and directed by Ridley Scott? What? What's it about? What's The Dog Stars about? Ravaged by a pandemic, a man lives alone in an airplane hangar with his dog. I mean, that could be good, maybe. I like how, like, that's the one thing that might be, like, a bit more mature. And you still know it would be, like, a 12 rating. But all of this is just all, like, we need to get the kids in the cinemas. They got Bluey the movie. Oh, Twitter's going to love that one. Swiped. Coco 2. Blade. Okay, the Blade one might actually be good, though. The Blade one might actually be good. It won't be. Yeah, that's correct. There's just so much slop coming out. I just want a new film. That's good, please. Where's the Skibbity Toilet film? God, I wish. Really want that Skibbity Toilet film. I saw a... Wait, okay, I reckon we can round this off by watching someone talk about Lilo and Stitch. There's this guy called Steve Reviews. He does like pretty decent reviews talking about stuff like this.
2025 is the latest in the Disney lineup to end up on the live-action chopping board. They've once again taken some creative liberties that differ from the original, and they've once again made it so much worse.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Blade film would be so much better if it had an extra E on the end. Shut your mouth.
A complete change to the film's ending, which I absolutely have to talk about, but don't worry, it will be in a separate spoiler section towards...
See, they kept, like, the main bad guy woman that was keeping Stitch prisoner. I forget her name entirely. But they've kept that design. That design is pretty accurate. Hang on. Bad guy, woman, alien. If I just look up her name. What was her name? What the fuck is that? What? That's not what I was looking at. No, it was like a woman alien. What was it? Oh yeah, this one. Oh, just Grand Council woman. Like, doesn't even have a name. I would say that's pretty accurate, to be fair. Like, they've got that, like, spot on, I'd say. That's a really good, like, turn into live action.
Separate spoiler section towards the end of this video. The original Lilo and Stitch came out in 2002, which was at the end of Disney's cinematic 2D animated films era, before they fully made the shift over to CGI. And though not technically the final...
Wait, that's not true.
2D animated release, I would say it was the final success.
No, because the last film that they made that was live action, because I remember this. The last 2D animated film they made was The Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog, last 2D animation. That's before they got delegated to, like, you know... Oh, it's often considered the last 2D film. It was actually Winnie the Pooh. Okay. Actually cooked by Eeyore. It's over. It's over.
I would say it was the final successful 2D animated release. And so in that sense, it is kind of seen as that last farewell from a bygone era. It was a film that managed to blend intense action with well-timed comedy, but also have a simplistic, yet...
See, it's all that visual comedy as well. You can't do that in live action because it's real. And the problem is the CGI you're using is trying to make it look kind of realistic as well. So they'd have to abide by that kind of like motion and stuff.
A heartwarming focus on the concept of family and belonging. And despite being a late entry into the Disney animated movies, it managed to quickly secure itself as one of the all-time great classics, becoming such a hit with audiences that it spawned a television series, multiple
Disney haven't made a 2D movie in 14 years. I'm depressed now, thank you.
Sequels, and even an anime.
They made it? Oh, that's what I was looking at. They actually made a Lilo and Stitch anime? That's crazy.
So, of course, the live action would come along.
Imagine how terrible a live action Tom and Jerry would look. Do not give them ideas, bro. They will do it. Do not give them ideas.
And completely botch all of that. No, seriously. Because of how the live action film ends, it completely makes all of the sequels and spin-offs non-canon. But
yeah, a lot of the film, I remember the comedic relief was the two aliens trying to track Stitch down and the slapstick comedy between them because they just couldn't function in like a human society. But again, it's like, it's not funny if it's like real actors. Like, you've got the same comedic timing as like the live action Scooby-Doo film that came out in like 2000.
But hey, let's start off with the good. Because there are some good aspects with this new film. I think Stitch actually looks really good in this, and his character is still very much true to that of the original. Even with Chris Sanders, who voiced Stitch in the original, once again coming back to reprise his role. And even though over 20 years have passed since the original release...
Okay, that's good. That's really cool that they got the same voice actor for Stitch back.
He still sounds just like he did back in 2002. The film's opening sequence, along with the CGI aliens, also looks pretty decent. For the whole, like, 5 minutes that they're in the film for, but still, looks good. The girl who plays Lilo also does a pretty decent job. There are some moments where she...
Lilo and Stitch 2, starring Jack Black as Stitch and Pedro Pascal as Lilo.
He feels a little off in place.
They just stick him in another film. Dude, he's appearing in like 80 films this year. Give him a break.
But she's a child actor, so I'm not going to be too harsh on her. And apparently this is her...
They just get Lilo being played by like a white girl. Like the girl that's playing Ellie in The Last of Us.
Her first big screen appearance. So, you know what? Fair play. And there were actually some changes that they made in this film that do actually benefit it from the original. Such as how Stitch overhears Jumper and Pleakley talking about how they're not allowed to hurt humans, so it gives him more reasoning as to why he would want to get adopted, whereas in the original he just kind of assumes it to be the case. There was also a scene at whereas in the original he just kind of...
Look how cool that like the painting is of that, the background of that scene as well. Like, you just never get that in a live action.
Assumed.
Well, you would, but it's like a CG screen on like a set.
It to be the case. There was also a scene at the end, don't worry, this really isn't a spoiler, where Lilo and Stitch are drowning in the ocean. Lilo can't lift Stitch to the surface, so Stitch willingly lets go of her hand and effectively sacrifices himself so that Lilo can go on. It's a nice contrast.
They wanted to make Nani white. They only changed it because Twitter started complaining. I don't think anyone cares about what Twitter thinks. I'll be honest with you. But I'm just amazed that, you know, the main characters... I'm amazed that Stitch isn't voiced by Tom Holland and Zendaya isn't in the film.
Contrast to earlier on in the film where he was drowning and was aggressively trying to climb on top of Lilo and ends up accidentally taking her down in the process, and plays more into his weakness of not being able to swim in water.
It worked for Sonic. Okay, no, yeah, you can have that one actually. Fair point, fair point.
And yeah.
Stitch voiced by Chris Pratt.
That's about all the good I can think of. So on to the bad. There's a lot more cringe humor and interactions between the characters. It very much has that Marvel humor kind of vibe to it. You know, where it feels like they just have to make a little quip or gag every 10 seconds, even if the scene doesn't really demand it. Yeah, unfortunately, that's present here. The humor itself also feels a lot more childish, such as Stitch farting in a... The humor itself also feels a lot more childish.
That looks like Dame to Casita. What is that? Oh my god, man. That looks terrible.
Such as Stitch farting in a punch bowl, wiping his...
That's hilarious.
...his ass across the floor, with even more burp jokes. Oh, and you know that line in the original where Lilo tells David...
Don't worry. She likes her butt and fancy hair. I know. I read her diary.
Well, now they've changed that to... I've read her text messages. Because you see...
That's like the most zoomified way to update a film. They check their text messages.
There, kids. This isn't your dad's film. This is the modern film. Even though mobile phones were already a thing back in 2002. They even make a TikTok reference towards the end of the film.
No. Why, man? We had this in Shrek as well. Did we just get these like boardroom people that just sit there? It's like, oh, what do the kids like? TikTok, okay? Everyone's on TikTok. We need a TikTok joke now.
This film also feels like it's been dumbed down.
And the worst thing is, people like us will complain about that. But like the kids in the cinemas that are like 9 years old, they don't care. It's like, haha, I use TikTok.
The original, such as when the alien queen says that Stitch won't be able to survive in water because of his molecular density. In the original film, that was it.
He won't survive in water. His molecular density is too great.
But in this one, when she says that line, all of the ship's crew go, huh? And so she has to explain, oh, it means he will sink in water. Like, did we really need that to be spoon-fed to us? Jumper and Bleakley are now played by live-action humans.
I just think as well, one thing that we're really going to miss out on is how expressive the 2D animated stuff is. You can't get that with 3D, you can't, because it's trying to use the constraints of, like, the actual real world and exist in that. It just looks so, like, less expressive in comparison.
For the most part. I kind of get this. I guess from a budgeting perspective, it makes it easier to have actual humans play the part rather than using CGI creatures, but it also makes sense.
My co-worker was recently telling me how her kids can't go to the theaters anymore because it gives them too much anxiety. Oh, that's really sad. Is that true? I mean, when I used to go to the cinemas when I was younger, it was like, at the worst you'd have is just some crackhead that goes in there and he just starts shouting. But surely it's not all as bad as like the Minecraft movie now.
Sense from a logical perspective.
2D animation also has two completely different styles, hand-drawn and digital. Yep.
As in the original, it's quite comical at how they are obviously aliens in weak disguises. In fact, it's even commented on at one point.
Head looks swollen.
Actually, she's just ugly.
But in the live action, where the world is now real, it's a lot harder to sell this and make it seem
That's so ugly, man.
Believable that these two could blend in. I'm not really a fan of Jumper's new voice in there.
The thing is, the aliens were meant to be ugly, right? The only reason they looked good is because they were in 2D hand-drawn animation. If you try to make them look realistic, they're going to look repulsive.
It is way too high-pitched and nasally compared to his deep Russian accent from the original.
Start traveling, please.
Monstrosity! What you see before you is the first of a new species.
And I'm not even saying that as in, oh, it doesn't sound like the original, therefore bad, but more from the fact that the high-pitched nasally voice just doesn't suit his large, lumbering design. The opening scene where Stitch escapes from the ship is cut down, which is arguably one of the best scenes in the original, yet here it goes straight from him breaking out of the room to immediately flying off with the police cruiser. Oh, and there's no mention or use of the ugly duckling story, which I found surprising as it was kind of a big theme in the original, as it symbolizes Stitch's isolation and wanting for a family. There's also been some new characters added into the film, and I say new characters in quotation marks, as these characters don't actually offer anything new to the film, but
I'm guessing that black guy's Bubbles, right?
In quotation marks, as these characters...
Yeah, that's the detective or something.
Don't actually
works with like the police or something like that.
Offer anything new to the film, but rather just fill in some of the roles that were previously occupied by the older characters. For example, in the original, we had Cobra Bubbles, who was the social worker, who later...
Oh, he was a social worker. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's why his character was so funny, because you thought he was like CIA or something, but he's just like a social worker.
It turned out to be a former CIA agent.
I will never forgive them for making John the villain of the live action. This is the same mad scientist who treated his experiments like his own children.
Just exposed myself as a fake fan. Just exposed myself as a fake fan. Just exposed myself as a fake fan. Anyways. Can you tell I haven't watched the film? Can you tell I haven't watched the original film for like 15 years? Can you tell? Anyways.
Well, now he's just...
I don't know why that word CIA was in my head there for some reason. God damn it.
It's been split into two, where we now have a pure social worker character, and Bubbles is now just a CIA agent. And I really don't get why, as it now makes him far less involved in the story.
Thank you, creepy man, for the 10. You'll never forgive them for making Jumba the villain of the live action. He's the same mad scientist who treated his experiments like his own children. Yeah, exactly. He was empathizing with the Grand Council, like, oh, this is like my child, you know?
And when it's revealed at the end that he is CIA, we the audience are like, yeah, we know. We've been seeing you do that throughout the whole movie. And for the other characters, it's like, sorry, who are you? We've barely interacted. They've also added this new neighbor character, who again doesn't offer anything new to the story, but instead just does some of the stuff that Nani did in the original, which is not only pointless, but it also kind of ruins Nani's character. As in this version, it's the neighbor who takes Lilo to go get the dog, and not Nani. And Nani didn't even agree for Lilo to get a dog in the first place. Like, why would you change that? In the original, Nani agrees to let Lilo have a dog because she wants to make her happy. It shows us that she does care for her. Even down to the more subtle stuff, such as the interaction where Lilo comes up with the name Stitch, the shelter worker tells her that Stitch isn't a very good name.
Someone said Terry Crews could have been Bubbles.
And Nani interjects in order to protect Lilo's feelings. It's little moments like that which shows us that Nani does in fact care for Lilo, and so I don't know why they would want to take that away. Even other moments, such as in the original where Nani gets fired from her job, Lilo asks...
Just everyone in chat saying yeah right now.
...if it was because of her and Stitch, and Nani lies to her and says no, because again, she wants to protect Lilo's feelings.
Did you lose your job because of Stitch and me?
Nah, the manager's a vampire.
Whereas in this new one, she's like, yeah, it was your fault. Like, why do that? Yeah, we know that Nani isn't perfect and that she makes mistakes, but it was these moments of selflessness and willingness to put Lilo first that showed us she was a good person, and thus really made you want to root for her to succeed. But by far the worst part of Nani is what they did with her at the end, which, yeah, now we're going to get into the spoiler section, so if you don't want to hear this stuff, you can click off the video now.
Guys, spoilers.
So they have it at the end where Nani doesn't end up getting custody of Lilo, and instead, Lilo now goes to live with the neighbor and David next door. To which they say, oh, it's okay, Nani. Now this means you can go away to study marine biology. In which she does. What? First up, the whole subplot of Nani wanting to go away and study, I swear was barely mentioned in the whole film. But two,
you can so tell that they wrote that in the film as some weird message where it's like, you can still pursue your dreams and do what you want. But it just gets twisted into like, okay, so you missed the entire point of the film.
Destroy the entire plot of the film? Wasn't the whole point that Nani was fighting tooth and nail just so that her and Lilo could remain together? And they do try and backpedal this a bit with the whole, oh well, Nani is able to use the portal gun to visit Lilo while she's away, so technically they're still together.
Oh, I see. Go and do what you want to achieve your dreams. Just have a portal gun. Very good story there, Disney. No, that's a good one.
But no, this still ruins the entire point of the film. Because if the option of having Lilo being able to simply move next door was available, then why would there be any major conflict to begin with? It also kind of makes David's inclusion in the film rather irrelevant, as him and Nani don't actually end up together, whereas in the original he was much more like that supportive father figure. Whereas in this one he's just a bit of a bumbling comedy relief who says cringe-inducing lines like, oh yeah,
They stole that from Rick and Morty, by the way. I'm going to put that out there. And Rick and Morty stole that from Portal. Valve should sue this film.
Like shredding you, Nani. I mean, I like watching you shred. Yes, that's an actual line in the film. And then
I mean, that's a line that would be in the animated film as well. But it would be delivered so much better because it's 2D animation and not just like real life. Because you've got real life actors talking like they're in a cartoon film. So you've got this weird like disconnect where just stuff looks really weird. Just doesn't make sense.
Finally, we have the biggest change of the film, and that's making the decision to have Jumba as the main villain.
It's over.
Yes, you know how in the original, Jumba agrees to help rescue Lilo, and as a result becomes like another member of the family? Well, in this take, there is no Captain Gantu, so Jumba ends up filling the role of the villain. My theory as to why they did this is that they were trying to reduce the amount of CGI aliens as much as possible in order to reduce the film's budget, and so as a result, decided to scrap Captain Gantu altogether.
What is the budget? What is the budget? What is the budget? What is the budget? You pull up that budget right now. 100 million.
Make Jumba the villain instead. Because, okay, I'll admit, Jumba's sudden willingness to help in the original does kind of happen in an instant. In fact, the film even jokes about this.
You expect me to help you just like that? Just like that? Fine.
But there were signs early on that he wasn't essentially a bad person, as he would begin to note at how...
Moral of the story, all aliens are evil. What was Disney trying to say here?
Stitch's behavior...
That's 20 million more than the original, which with inflation is nothing.
...beginning to change, and how he started to become less aggressive towards him, and he even showed remorse at the fact that Lilo had gotten caught up in all the mess. And so even though I say his jump to full-on hero felt a little rushed in the original, I'd say his jump to full-on villain feels even more jarring in this version, as he is still presented as much of the same Jumba in the first half, even with him and Pleakley still having that comedy duo aspect to them. So when he suddenly starts behaving super sinister, it just feels out of nowhere. They do kind of hint at him having some abandonment issues from his past, which is quickly uttered in a few lines of dialogue. So my guess is that if they do get a sequel, which I really hope they don't, but if they do, then I'm assuming they're going to set him up for some sort of future redemption arc. But either way, I felt this was completely the wrong decision, and it also meant that we didn't get the epic chase scene at the end where they rescue...
we didn't get the 9/11 scene. Unwatchable.
Lilo from Gantu. Instead, we just simply have Stitch sabotage Jumba's ship and have it crash into the ocean. My speculation here is that the decision to remove Gantu was made quite late into production for budget reasons, because not only does Jumba's shift feel incredibly rushed, but it would also explain as to why the opening scene is so abruptly cut down, just in order to remove any scenes that would involve Gantu. Anyway, yeah, that's my thought on another live action which has been made so much worse than the original. But what do you guys think?
We're running out of film. We're just remaking stuff. Why didn't you guys go watch Men by Alex Garland, the A24 film? Then we would have got a new film. Don't go watch Men. It's terrible. Yeah, you should watch Civil War though. It's really good. All right, I'm gonna end stream now, guys. Thank you for joining. I should be streaming again tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later.